Mason Ring, we got Ash Broughton and Matty Hughes, three very, very good SS&A Ovens and Murray umpires doing the adjudicating today. Some other big games in round 12, Indigenous round. You have it's pretty much rivalry round in a way. You got the two local derbies with Albury taking on North, the sports ground. Big crowd we're hearing down there at Albury. Also a big Wodonga derby with the Raiders up against Dan's Dogs. So it's a very good round with a lot on the line, Lukey.
Certainly is, Panda, yeah. And as you said, overcast here at the Lavington Sports Ground. So the sun was out for almost the majority of the twos, but it's gone back behind the clouds here, Dan. It's actually getting quite cool.
It is getting quite dark. No, I don't think it's cool. I think it's quite nice in the box, boys.
Okay.
You're not happy, are you?
You've got a jumper on. We haven't.
Just repeating that laid out, please, Dan, if we can, for the Lavington Panthers.
Yeah, so it's Jono Spina out of the lineup today, and Kai Davies comes in.
Alrighty, just repeating, Kai Davies in and Jono Spina out. Both sides are getting into their positions. I have no idea who won the coin toss. Looks like Lavington are kicking to the grandstand end of the ground. The what's that street called, Lukey Francis?
The Hannah Street end.
The Hatter Street end.
There you go. The man not from Albury gets it right.
And guys, Drew Bevan has picked up Sam Murray. Surprise, surprise.
Take it away, Lukey Francis.
Here we go, Panda. Rovers and the Panthers. 1 versus 2. Sam Murray with his head over the footy. Ed Perryman, who's playing a fantastic season, into the contest. There's Glanville. Alex McCarthy scoops up the footy. Just lost his footing. Catapan, was he taken without it? Glanville again at the bottom of the pack. And the umpire to take it. So not far from the centre circle. As the man in green comes in. Ball aloft here. Driscoll and also Damon. Perryman again. Catapan had him. Nice work from Ed. Gets it out to Ryan. So Pat with a nice kick. Glanville going in low. Scoops up the footy to Ryan. And gets it out to Bevan. And they want to come wide here. Sedgwick going after it now. Hot on his tail was Allison. Ball out of bounds just outside 50. Hannah Street end.
Pretty heavy strapping on the right knee of Nico Sedgwick as well, so must be carrying a little injury. Good to see him back playing some good senior footy and contributing with about 6 score involvements a game, averaging about 15 touches. Thrown back in, just forward to centre favouring the Panthers. Broadcast side, grandstand side here at the Lavington Sports Ground. Have to say, not the biggest crowd, if we're being really honest, for a top of the table clash. Would have thought we'd have a few more here. The ball spills out the back of the stoppage. Stone on hands and knees. Catapan got a quick hand pass away to Sam Murray, who get worried out of it. Ran over the boundary line as he was about to put boot to ball and send it down the line. And in fact, it's going to be thrown back in right in front of our commentary position. We have played about a minute and a half, all thanks to Macca's. Opening term for A-grade oils and batteries here on O&M Live.
Yeah, we're broadcasting from a tier lower than what we usually do at the Lavington Sports Ground. Here goes Hargrave. He's getting away for the Panthers and goes inside 50 to Rooster. Ulsterhoff, nice work from McQuaid over the top with a fist. Here's Sean Driscoll working down low. And he's taken in by the Rovers over the footy. And the umpire will take control. So about 40 out, Hannah Street end.
I know he gave away the free kick there, Ed Dave, in the ruck contest, but he looks to be manhandling Jack Driscoll early days as well.
Yeah, it'd be a nightmare playing on him, wouldn't it, down in the ruck. Deep in the pocket, Sedgwick went over it. Glanville back at the bottom. Allison had a crack at it. Back over the chalk for a boundary throwing. Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks this afternoon.
Allison involved early there. He's playing on Nico Sedgwick. That's going to be a really interesting matchup because both of those blokes do not take a backward step. So it's another good matchup to watch this game.
The boundary thrown in front of the WG Hartley stand here at Lavington. Damon grabbed it out of the ruck, as he so often does. Did well to get that on the boot. Philo taken out of his grasp by Douglas. Ryan goes again. He started the game well. To Jack Driscoll, goes in with another entry. Look at Parnell over the top with a big fist. Ledger working away at it. Cook's in there also. Bevan went in. Damon. McCarthy with a clearing kick towards a boundary. Out to bounds on the full. Panthers will get it back.
So they've just got him hemmed in here, Lavington. The grandstand side of the ground. Ball sort of paralleled up and down the same spot for about 60 or so metres. Here's Bevan. 2 kicks from home. Broadcast side. Panthers kicking to the Hannah Street end. He's got an option in front of him. Goes short and finds Paddy Ryan. Still outside 50. Short options on, and it's Ed Perryman. And he's in some serious form. Back-to-back weeks with over 35 touches plus. He lowers the eyes looking for Shawnee Driscoll. Wasn't able to mark. He's given away a free kick. The Rovers defender getting back in the hole there was McCarthy. And he's taken his position deep in defence. He goes short. to Catapan. Rovers with their first couple of disposals here, Lukey. We've played 4 minutes. Rovers haven't really gone in their own attacking half.
They haven't. Joel Smith with the Jaffa. Defensive 50 for the Rovers, and he comes away with a long kick, dumps it down towards centre wing. Cooper over the top. Nice fix from Bennett. Going over it now was Thompson. Charlie just hacks it off the ground into the path here of Dylan Stone. He might have caught him at the corner of his eye. Douglas brings him down. Ooh. And the umpire has said holding without it. Yeah.
Holding, free kick to Rovers. Kick from about 45 metres out in the slight angle.
Interesting too, Lukey. Tom Boyd playing forward this week for the Rovers also.
Yeah, one of the great swingmen of the comp, isn't he, Dan? So
he's a superstar, Tom Boyd. It's great to have him back playing some footy.
Yeah, brilliant defender and so good in attack. He's the real trump card for the brown and gold. Here's Dylan Stone trying to put the first major on the board for the Rovers in round 12. 40 out, didn't quite make the distance. Jack Driscoll thumps it through for 1- score. Okay, so Rovers 1, lead the Panthers 0 on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard.
Yeah, it's been a good start for Lavington. 2 repeat inside 50s already and a couple of clearances. Ed Perryman and Billy Glanville, both 2 early disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet as well. So looking good at the moment for Lavington.
Nick Patton with the kick-in duties. Averages 7.5 a game, so he's the number 1 kick-in player in the comp. Sends it wide out to the far side, and it's punched over the boundary line for a throw-in. About 80 around from the Rovers' goal. On a pretty bare hill with no one on it. It's pretty cold.
There's a fair bit of Kaikilia out there, Pen.
Yep, and it's all dead from frost. Thrown back in, far side, ball on the wing. Damon and Driscoll. Like that ruck matchup today. Ed averaging 9 hitouts to advantage, which is number 1 in the competition. He's had a very, very good 6 weeks, has Ed Damon. Grabs it out of the ruck. He's tackled straight away by Jack Driscoll. Ripped off the footy, and Perryman picks it up for the Panthers. Sends the ball to half forward. Osterhoff just read the footy better than Jace McQuaid then. Got out the back of the marking contest and took it on his chest. He's got a pretty congested forward 50. He pops it over the top looking for Tom Hargrave. Wonderful intercept marked by Jai Dalzotto for the Rovers. His hand pass missed Thompson. Went back in. Had too much pepper on it for Damon, who was ripped off the footy. And Perryman wins it back for the Panthers.
He certainly does. He goes to the forward line. Look at Cook. Just outside 50, down low. Had to juggle it. So Aiden, he's 60 out at present. O'Brien leads, so too does Sean Driscoll. He's just going to pop it up now to the advantage of Driscoll. Well, it wasn't at all. In the end, it ended up at the back, Sean. Look at Parnell. Gee, he does this well. Just keeps his head, handles over the top. It wasn't great for Dylan Wilson. Bevan got swung around, and the umpire's going to say it's a free kick to Xavier Allison. So incorrect disposal from Drew. Here goes Xavier. Oh, gee, on the half volley. Bouncing outside 50. Hannah Street end. Costello got swung around by Catapan, and the umpire is going to say held in. And we'll have another.
At the moment, there is a few teams, but Lavington has started well. Ed Perryman has started well. 4 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet as well.
So the only score at the 7th minute mark of this opening term for A-grade Oils and Batteries is a point to the Rovers. Panthers yet to get on the steer line scoreboard. Free kick holding the ball. It's going to go the way of Lockie O'Brien. Just had a quiet month after a blistering start to 2025. Beautiful kick into the corridor. Finds Nathan Cooper. He needs a big game today. Missed last week against the Tigers in the Rovers' shock loss. He's to the right of the centre circle. He chips his kick out there and finds Kieran Parnell. Dan's man, who has held on to him in fantasy since day dot, only plays about 3 games a year. Chips it over the top to Tom Boyd, who's playing forward today. Bit of possession footy here for the Rovers on the far wing.
They've got to be careful here, Panda. This is where Dan usually gives a really good comeback. Inside 50, Ed Perryman. Sensational work getting back in defence. You got a response there, Dan?
No, he's a superstar, Ed Perryman. He's playing some really good footy at the moment, and I've just banked Panda's little jab in.
Well, that's what I meant. So, did you have a response to that comment?
He's played 6 this year, so Panda's wrong.
Okay. Stone brought down. Ooh. Interesting. Panthers get it through Hargrave. Just backward of centre wing to true centre half forward. Charlie Sansom front spot. Ledger at the back got a fist to it. Look at Parnell. He's so quick to pounce on the footy. In that back 50 on Nolan. Wilder searching for it at ground level. Smith tried to come in. Dalzotto Out to Thompson. Nice work to Caterpurn. Gee, they're working in close. Will Nolan, left foot. Gee, they did that well to Lewis, and they're about to move it out of their back 50.
Just watch Drew Bevan, who's gone to half forward on Xavier Allison because Murray has pushed forward and Chris Annette's picked him up. As the Rovers send it down the line, Driscoll, Sean floats in from the side, says, Big Jack, leave it, I'll take it instead. Tries to open up the corridor to Jake O'Brien. He turns it over to Lockie O'Brien, his namesake. Kicks beautiful. Finds Will Christie on a searching lead in front of Kai Davies. He can chip it over the top and find young Noah Schulte, who's deep in the pocket, 45 metres out, right in front of the scoreboard, kicking to the Lavington 2 oval.
Yeah, that's fantastic work there by Wangaratta Rovers. The way they've been able to defend the ground so well with Lavington putting them under duress and then work it into their forward line. It's fantastic to watch.
It's the best ball movement I reckon we've seen of the day. Yep. And the turnover from Shawnee Driscoll might come back to haunt the Panthers. Schulte, kick from the boundary, not going to make the distance. It's been marked down there by Jack Driscoll on the last line for the Panthers. Still no goals. Game hasn't reached too many heights. We've played almost 10 minutes for Maccas. First term for A-grade Alls and Batteries. Scoreboard 1. On the Steel Line scoreboard, the Rovers. The Panthers yet to score.
Parnell and Costello. She's a long way up the ground. Parnell now. Here's Boyd. He'll have a ping, Willie. No centering ball. Top of the goal square.
Oh.
Look at Davies get over the top with a big mark. A Mawson's Concrete player of the day from Kai coming in. The late inclusion.
Mark of the day, sir. That was a fantastic grab by Kai Davies.
Here's Ryan. Pat tries to keep the ball in play. It wasn't in his best interest because Dalzotto's got it. It's now called out of bounds. How about that one, Dan?
That was fantastic. And who else has been fantastic early days? Lockie O'Brien. Hopefully he's playing himself into some form. 4 disposals early on the 40-week stat sheet as well.
Well, that's a real confidence booster for Kai Davies, Panda, because he came in late and he's playing on Will Christie. Damon swings it around. Well, I spoke too soon. Front spot, Will Christie in front of Kai Davies. He takes the mark, Dan.
Yeah, good mark there, but that ruck work by Ed Damon, that's why he's the best ruckman in the league. He just manhandled Driscoll then and was able to get the clearance for Wang Rovers. So that's why he's one of the premier players in the team, and that's why Rovers are second on the ladder.
Game's gone 11 for Maccas, still no major. So Will Christie can put an end to that. He'll strike the footy from right on the 50 arc of the scoreboard end. Slight angle. As we know, 45-degree angle is the only angle in footy. And here comes Will, and he puts it on the boot. He's drilled that. Gee, that's a lovely kick. That was sensational. Textbook, Dan.
Yeah, you couldn't get any better than that. And after a fast start by Lavington, Rovers just look like they're crawling back into this contest really nicely. They're defending well. They've had the 4 inside 50s, 3 marks inside 50 for the Rovers as well. So starting to play some good footy. Kieran Parnell, he's got the 3 disposals early days. And as we mentioned earlier, Lockie O'Brien with the 4 disposals. And quickly around the ground, so Misto's Pool World, Murderford at McNamara Reserve, 13 to Wangaratta, 2 at the moment. Yarrawonga, 3 goals straight, 18 to Corowa, yet to score. Albury 13 to 8, and Wodonga Raiders 1 to Wodonga Bulldogs 13.
Sorry, who are Albury playing?
North Albury.
Yep, 13 to 8.
Yes.
And here on the Steel Line scoreboard, the Rovers 1-1-7 to Lavington, yet to score. We've played 12 minutes for Macca's opening term. O'Brien out of the middle with the bright orange boot, sends it to half forward. Parnell came across to try and take the intercept. Hargrave worried him out of it. Shaganolans dived over this footy. Umpire Ash Broughton says, give it to me. 60 out from Panthers goal. Toss back up straight away. Good umpiring. No, Ruckman got a touch of that ball. O'Brien jams it over his shoulder. Sanson first there, just juggled at the last minute. Over this footy is Murray. Taps it to his advantage and able to get a free possession. Snaps it down the line. Big mark. Alex Bennett takes an intercept for the Lavington Panthers. Right on centre wing as he gets some instructions from the bench.
This is where it breaks down for Lavington, though, when they go forward, as we just saw there.
So you're a mind reader, Dan Vaccaro.
Kicked it straight in the man of the mark.
You'll have to get a gypsy van and do tarot cards or crystal ball work or something.
Tarot cards?
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Tarot.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
You're getting lessons from Dan. That
Yeah,
says a lot.
very
Luke.
nice.
Chris Tarot cards.
How good am I going? Here's Berryman, nice to Glanville. The 2 former RFL players combined. Look at the rooster. Down in the pocket, comes out. Gee, he's been in form this year, Panda.
That's a fantastic mark by Rooster, but the clearance work from Lavington second to none at the moment. 7 clearances so far in this game to Wangaratta Rovers 3, and Jakey O'Brien's been a big part of that. 3 disposals, 3 clearances for him in the first quarter.
It was the one-handed hand pass in a way from Perryman.
Yes,
Really quick to Glanville, and he just put it on the boot, and the Roosters playing pretty good at the moment.
He certainly is. So, tough angle. He's probably 5-7 metres in from the boundary line here in front of a WG Hartley stand. No, that one's curling out to bounds on the full. So not a good one from the Rooster.
Nope, cock-a-doodle-loo.
And Ed Perryman, you mentioned earlier, Panda, 6 disposals already on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's a man in form.
He certainly is. Just looked like he's really found his feet. He's gone from that 20-25 possessions to 30, bang, very, very quickly. And he's kicking goals too. Philo on the left foot. Cooper just got rid of Alex Bennett pretty easily. Bennett was pretty annoyed, took a nice mark down the line. Cooper, inboard kick, finds Noah Schulte. Had Dylan Stone leading up at the footy, ignored that. He's got options out wide. Wants to go short inboard, probably the good option. Finds Kieran Parnell. Defensive side of the centre circle. He's going to chip this one to Joel Smith. They've transferred the footy out to the far side, the Velodrome side. Ledger going to go short again. Here to Parnell. Possession footy for the Rovers. Still not in their own half, Lukey Francis.
7 plays nil on the game, traffic and contracting scoreboard. Rovers up at the moment. The old 1-2 didn't come off. Parnell tried to get it to Dalzotto. Didn't come off. Lewis over the shoulder. He'll get the free kick from Sean Driscoll. 75 out. Kicking towards the scoreboard end. Gee, that's a wide kick. Very poor. Trying to find Christie. Out of bounds, Dan Vaccaro. What do you got, mate?
Yeah, a couple of poor executions there by Rovers, but the main thing is they're still able to get territory with the ball too. So Kieran Parnell, good start for him. 5 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Okay, 45 around from goal here, scoreboard end. Umpire just hurls it back into play, bowls it in one-handed. Damon quickly on the boot. Boyd front spot, takes the mark in front of Jesse Hart. Playing in front of the forward line, Dan.
That's a fantastic mark, but again, Ed Damon, he's absolutely putting on a clinic in the ruck and the clearance work as well. He's absolutely dominating this contest, and Rovers need a little bit of damage control on him, that's for sure.
Pandy, you just can't allow him to grab it out of the ruck, Eddie Damon. I know that's so much easier said than done, but he does it so often.
Yep.
Tom Boyd, 30 out, virtually directly in front, can put the second on the board for the Rovers, and they are away at the sports ground. So 13 plays nil here on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Rating premiers up.
Yeah, they're starting to hit their straps, Wang Rovers. As we said, it's the actual forward entry, the forward 50 entries by Lavington that make Rovers better because they're able to rebound, work their way through it, gain territory, and then find targets like that. And Ed Damon, he's just a luxury that is better than most in the Ovens and Murray at the moment. He's the number 1 ruckman in the league, and we've just seen why, Lukey.
He might be number 1 and 2, Dan.
Fantastic footballer he is, and Rovers off to a flyer.
I wonder if that move to play Tom Boyd forward has come late with the expense of John O'Spina. Just stretching. You got Cooper, you got
good call,
Will Christie, and you got Tom Boyd up there. They're asking some questions of the Lavington Panthers defence as Billy Glanville gets a free kick in the middle of the ground for a sling against Sam Murray.
Yeah, just a bit of a dump. And Sam Catapan just making sure he's all right, which is really nice.
So Billy Glanville averaging 31 disposals, as we heard in pre-game. He's going to kick it long and deep for the Lavington Panthers. Rooster got 2 hands to it, not able to bring it down. Good defensive fist from McQuaid. Hargrave tried to get a quick snap away, but the Rovers' defence were onto him. They forced a stoppage, 20 out from their own goal.
I love that contest there by the big Rooster. He just makes a contest, halves it. That's what you want out of a full forward. 17
played for Macca's opening term for A-grade Alls and Batteries, and it's the Rovers with a 13-point advantage. Panthers yet to register a score as Bevan tackles Lockie O'Brien, and we'll have another stoppage about 10 metres to the right of the previous one in the pocket for the Panthers.
Yeah, a few numbers around the pill here. Christie, Thompson, Whistle. Free kick going to the Rovers. Will to take it. So they're deep in defensive 50 here. Hannah Street end. He wants Damon on the lead. Yeah, it wasn't a great kick. Chipping in Bevan. Drew's got it. Now, what's he going to do with this? Just outside 50. Gee, that was a good kick. Into Darcy Smith. Lowered the eyes and found the target, Dan.
Yeah, that's actually a fantastic kick by Drew Bevan. He's actually had a really good start to the game as well. He's done a couple of nice things, and that lead-up work there by Darcy Smith was good, and really good entry work by Lavington at the moment. And the way they're able to retain their ball in their 50 this last couple of minutes has been really good as well.
This guy can really do some clever things inside attacking 50. He reminds me of Jack Higgins from the Saints, Panda.
Good call. Great analogy.
Here he goes, Darcy Smith to kick it from 40. The bright pink boots on Darcy. No, he's blown that off the side of the boot. That one's gone through for 1 minus score. So they're still without a major, the Panthers. 2-1-13 plays 1 point on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard.
Yeah, a couple of blemishes early by Lavington, which hopefully don't come back to bite them.
19 minutes played. The Roosters, of course, kick one out on the full as Parnell takes the kick-in duties. Damon spilled his chockies at the last minute. Bevan, who has started this game brilliantly, finding his own footy. Onto Davies, into the pocket, over the top of his intended target. Rooster threw that one out towards Charlie Sanson. Not sure how that wasn't adjudicated a throw. The Rooster doesn't mind.
Big Rooster.
Boundary throw
Looks
in.
like he's playing rugby.
Yeah.
Well, he is from Coolman. Boundary throw in, deep in the pocket, favouring the Panthers. The Rooster doing the ruck work. Christie taps it towards the Murray direction. Usually does something good with it. Tapped it to his advantage. Wanted a free kick for a hold, and umpire said no. So at the moment, you have to say, Bevan on top of that tag. He's getting his own footy, and he's not allowing Murray to get it. We've played 19 minutes, 2-1-13 the Rovers, 1 behind Lavington on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Opening turn for A-grade oils and batteries. We're at the Lavington Sports Ground. Ed Perryman to Smith. Ball clamped in. Umpire to take it again.
Ed Perryman up to the 7. Good form.
Well, Thompson let that ball hit the ground. Sedgwick burrowing in. You don't get away from Xavier Allison quickly or easily. Look at that. Unreal. A super tackle. And doesn't he let Perryman know about it? Here goes Xavier, plays on very quickly, very short to Thompson. The call was to play on. Charlie heads up the ground trying to find Cooper. Chris Annette going back in the contest. Cooper gets his kick away. Jack Driscoll's got time to sum up the situation. Wants to get it to Pat Ryan. True half-back flank for the Panthers. They come very wide. Or Kai Davies, he dropped that. Took a ripper moment. Down low on the Rovers have got it on true centre wing.
They do. Smith wanted to go inboard to Lockie O'Brien, but the corridor was cut off, so he goes down the line looking for Damon. Oh, well done. Kai Davies made up for his mistake earlier and takes a much harder mark up against Big Ed Damon. He goes short to Driscoll. So they're going to want to switch the football to the Velodrome side here. Lavington, this is what they do so well this year. Perryman, in fact, it was Charlie Douglas, dropped the mark, but able to get around Philo. Chippy's kick out wide, looking for Patton. Right side for a left footer. On the wing, kicks to half forward. Over the head of Sanson. Out the back here, Shawnee Driscoll, who wants to take on Parnell with a foot race. Parnell up to the challenge. Kicks at the top of the goal square. O'Brien nudged under the footy.
Yep.
Oh.
Just nudged under the footy illegally by Charlie Thompson. And it's a free kick here to Lockie O'Brien, directly in front, 25 out.
Yeah, so I think he played that well, J.K. O'Brien. He saw that sort of front-on contact coming.
And 50.
And it's a 50 for mouthing off as well. So Charlie Thompson, I think, was the offender there.
Did he just go a little bit too early? I reckon if he held his ground a little bit.
I sort of thought O'Brien is a light player, and I think if it had been a heavier player, I don't think it would have been.
I think you got to give credit to the kicker that got him in that scenario as well. So it's always tough when they're coming in from the side or in the front. It's almost 9 times out of 10 going to be a free kick, and on that occasion it was. Yeah. So good kick inside forward 50. And
so the Panthers are on the board. Their first.
His head by hand to Damon. Ball rolling along the ground. Look at that body. Catapan, Thompson, off to Del Zotto. And gets it back to Smith. On to Sammy Murray. Tries to evade traffic. Gets around Bevan. Oh, nice. Oh, no, turn it over. So Driscoll's got it. True centre wing on the broadcast side. Opening turn brought to you by A-grade oils and batteries. Look at that kick to Sean Driscoll. Short, nice footy from the Panthers. Into Ed Perryman, 40 out at the Hannah Street end.
Oh, that's a smart footy by Shawnee Driscoll. He didn't blaze away, he didn't look further afield, and he just hit up Ed Perryman there, 45 metres out. And that's good footy, and they just made Wangaratta Rovers pay for that mistake by Sam Murray, looking to go in the middle of the ground, turn it over, and they hit him on the rebound. So good footy by Lavington.
Here he is, Ed Perryman. Of course, his brother played for the Pies last night in their win over Carlton at the G. And Ed lining up very close to the man on the mark. What a maximum distance, and that one to the left. Okay, so another minor score. 13 plays 8. 13 plays 8 here on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Rovers up, opening term at the Lavington Sports Ground.
Around the ground for Evolution Roofing, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, so early in the other game at the McNamara Reserve, Murderford 22, Wangaratta 8, Yarrawonga 20 to Corowa 19, so that's a good match there. Albury Tigers 20 to North Albury's 15, and Wodonga 27 to Raiders 7.
And here, the Rovers hold a 5-point advantage as Jack Glanville has the ball just outside attacking 50. Beautiful kick looking to the Rooster. Geez, McQuaid did well. Oh, I thought he got a fist on it. In fact, it was the hand of the Rooster who tapped it down to himself, and he's marked.
Just got a chicken wing out there, Penn.
Oh, that is shocking.
A little drumstick.
But I'll tell you what, he has presented really well this game, the Rooster. He's exactly what you want out of a full forward in terms of where he competes, and he's able to just make a contest out of it, and that's no exception there. That is a good second grab mark there by the Rooster.
McQuaid's very good on the lead. He was right on his hammer, and he was able to mark it on the second bite, the big Rooster, who will line up from 45 out.
Oh.
It is a floating mongrel, but who cares?
Oh.
The Rooster doesn't care. He puts the arms out and says, boys, I meant it. It's through for a goal. He would have tried that 100 times and would have kicked the drop punt. It's a hard thing to do, kick a legitimate floater, and the Rooster has done it, and it's through for a goal.
That's an accidental barrel that turned into a floater mid-air. That is...
A sack.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no words for that, Lukey. That was a shocking ball drop. That has been a part of his game for a little while. He's such a great footballer, but sometimes his kicking reminds me a bit of Levi Casbolt sort of action,
yeah,
I reckon,
yeah.
the Rooster. He's a great contestant mark, but sometimes his kicking is comedic.
Oh, we love the Rooster here on O&M Live. There's Jack Driscoll. Look at Philo going after it. Didn't get the best bounce. Oh, Brody just corralled the ball and trapped it. They get it out wide to Del Zotto, and he goes low. Oh, knocked away from Cooper by Bennett. Del Zotto goes again. Great follow-up work. Centering ball, Boyd. Oh, going back in net. Holding free kick to Tom Boyd, and he'll take it 15 out.
Yeah, you could almost see the amount of jumper he had from here. So he'll have a shot after the siren. Tommy Boyd, 15 metres out on a reasonably tight angle, I'd say.
It looks like he has got the matchup on Jesse Hart. Jesse loves to float across, loves to take intercept marks, and he has not been able to do that at all this opening quarter.
Tom Boyd has gone for to stretch the Panthers' defence, and he kicks a goal. He kicks a goal right on quarter time. That's a double for him, and we've got no scoreboard here, Panther, so I'll go over to you, mate. It's blanked out.
I can tell you that it's 3-1-19, the Wangaratta Rovers, to the Panthers 2-2-14.
Outstanding.
Look at that.
Outstanding. Look at that. At the Lavington Sports Ground. On O&M Live, it is quarter time. And on O&M Live, remember, you will not miss a thing.
Hub. One minute to go.
Thanks, Elliot. Just make sure you give us programming with about 30 seconds left, buddy, all right? Top of the ladder by a percent over the Wangaratta Rovers, who are in second, percent behind them. Blake Penderescott with you, Luke Francis, and also Dan Vaccaro. I'm calling for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical today. Get in there for a deal over in Corowa. Lukey Francis calling for the great establishment. Dan, our quarter's best.
He's an absolute superstar. disposals, and he just has so much space with the footy in hand. So those guys there are the Albury Vital Air quarters best.
They certainly are, and a pretty good game of footy after the first 10 minutes where we didn't get a goal at all. We'll go around the grounds if we can, please, Dan Vaccaro, for Evolution Roofing, quarter time in around 12.
Absolutely can. Panda at the McNamara Reserve. It's Murdoch at 6-3-39 to Wangaratta's 2-2-14. JC Low Oval is a really good game at the moment. Yarrawonga 3-2-20 plays Coral Rutherglen 4-2-26. And at the Albury Sports Ground, Albury Tigers 3-3-21 plays North Albury 2-3-15. And at the Berrily Park, it seems to be a one-sided affair. 1-1-7 Wodonga Raiders to Wodonga, 5-4-34.
Alrighty. And we're about to get underway here in the second quarter for Jaco Albury Wodonga. Jump in a Jaco.
Do the jingle, Panda.
No, I'll just say it.
Come on, Panda.
I'll wait for a little bit later on in the quarter as Matty Hughes holds the footy aloft and we're underway. Thanks to Jump in a Jaco.
Oh, there it is.
We go.
Oh, wow.
It's a jingle and a half as Murray clears it out to Thompson. Left foot kick out to the far side. Costello, did he have a touch in that first quarter, Dan?
No, he did not.
Wow.
Unlike Jack.
So we've got a boundary throw in on the far wing. Velodrome side of the Lavington Sports Ground. Pretty empty, I have to say.
O&M Live's here, Panda.
It is indeed. And we'll bring you all the action on Snap Print Solutions TV and, of course, Edge FM, our new home in 2025. Thompson brought down a big tackle from Shawnee Driz.
Yeah, great tackle by Shawnee Driscoll.
And he'll have a free kick out on the far side on the half-back flank. Lukey Francis.
Sean, very short to Billy Glanville, receives it back. So they're trying to create some run off half-back. And net, long ball right out wide here to Cook. Well, that came off all right.
It's a good kick by Chris in that.
Certainly was. Look at this one. Into the middle. Driscoll's got it. So they're back in the corridor now, the Panthers. Patton wants it out wide. And this one, the kick wasn't on. Perryman had to make it. McCarthy, fantastic going back. Just held his ground and nerve and has taken the Sharon.
Yeah, he's a tough customer, McCarthy, that's for sure, and earned that free kick.
Alex, true half-back flank for the Rovers. Eyes darting around. What are his options? He's Boyd leading. Over his head, ball bouncing out of bounds. Just right of centre wing on the broadcast side. What's your best so far, Dan, early in the second?
Well, early in the second, it was the first quarter. The inside 50 count, 10-7 at the moment. Extremely even. But the one good thing, both teams mark in the football inside 50. 5 marks inside 50 for Lavington and 4 for Wang Rovers.
A spectacular boundary throw from the young man down below us. Catapan, hand passes it to space. Thompson's going to be first onto it, worried out of it by Patton. Going in there and picking it up was Paddy Ryan, and he was gang tackled straight away by a couple of Rovers. It's to the edge of the square, favouring the Rovers a tiny little bit in this second term for Jaco. Glanville, good hands out the back to Glanville, his brother. Tried to flick it over the top to Costello, but the Rovers intercepted. McCarthy brought down Jack Glanville. Philo, hand passes to Thompson, pops it over the top, just the outreaching arms of Dylan Stone. Ball on the deck a lot here in this little scrimmage of play. Patton over this footy. Stone ekes out a hand pass in the end. Umpire says, give it to me. A lot of tackles, a lot of pressure. It's a hot footy in this second quarter, and we'll have it thrown up 40 out from Rover goal.
It's a hot footy, but I'll tell you what, the quick hands from Brody Philo and Charlie Thompson, that's going to come to the fore over the next 3 quarters.
Ball up. Damon, he grabbed it out of the ruck again. Catapan around his body, left foot. Bouncing. Has he got the bounce? It's touched. Oh, gee, it went so close to being a cracking goal. But on the line, the umpire said no. I believe that was touched.
Gee, I'll tell you what, though, Ed Damon is doing whatever he wants in the ruck contest, so there needs to be some damage control from Lavington here.
Yeah. Beautiful. So the score here at the Lavington Sports Ground, 3-2-20. The Rovers lead by 1 straight kick, 2-2-14. That's thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
Shawnee Driz goes straight down the height a little, and Rooster is the recipient of an interesting mark. It was definitely touched, I reckon, by Jace McQuaid. And the Rooster's saying, hey, my mark's back there, Mason. Marched me back a couple of metres, thanks.
Unfamiliar territory for the bigger Rooster.
No, he's in the middle of the sports ground. He's going to send it out really wide with a big thumper to half forward. One-on-one contest between Sedgwick and Allison. Sedgwick did well. Nolan tackled straight away by Perryman. Was able to get a hand pass to O'Brien. Left foot kicks a beauty. Mark just in the field of play is Dylan Wilson. Tied up against the paint. Nice kick inboard. Looking for a teammate. Shawnee Driscoll did well to worry Dylan Stone out of it. Shawnee Driscoll, left foot kick to the wing. Bounces in front of Jack Glanville. Got rid of the football. McCarthy goes into lender hand. Taps it towards Parnell. Back to Stone, who can go inside forward 50. Beautiful kick. O'Brien. Good contest there from Bennett. And the Panthers win it back in D50.
Davies. They want to retreat here. Douglas. Nice mark. Well done to make the footy to Costello. There he is. Outside defensive 50, Jack. Hannah Street end. Douglas wants it back. He's going to go further here to Patton. Nice footy. True centre half back. And they've got the numbers here on the open side, and that is the broadcast side. To Ryan. Now they go down the line to Jake O'Brien. Makes it. He's got a man free. Darcy Smith. Gee, this is good football. They go in low to the pocket. Driscoll. Oh, well done going back. Alex McCarthy. Sean Driscoll. McQuaid's got him. Brings him down. Gone. So great footy to watch from both teams, Dan.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and it was just that one kick from young Costello that went to the middle of the ground, took something off it, and Lavington were able to go coast to coast pretty quickly, but unfortunately couldn't get a shot on goal.
So the Rovers exit defence, but it's coming straight back because Jesse Hart has intercepted for the Lavington Panthers.
And Ed Perryman had a pretty easy up kick there, so he's not happy.
Hart, big long one to the top of the goal square. The Rooster playing in front. Coming in from the side was Sedgwick, not able to mark. Soccering it off the ground there was Cook. Allison got a hand pass out. Panthers boring in. Well done by the Rooster. The hand pass it to the goal square. Driscoll brought down in a big tackle. Umpire Matty Hughes says, give it to me.
And a bit of news as well. Jack Driscoll looks very, very sore there on the centre wing of the ground as well. So that'll be a shocking out against Ed Damon.
5 minutes played for Macca's second term for Jaco. A 6-point lead to the Rovers over the Panthers. Shawnee Driscoll over this football. Winning it here was Thompson. Found McCarthy onto Philo.
Away they come from D50. Davey sits under it, takes the mark. And he wants to square one up to the middle. Picks up Costello. Right smack bang in the heart of the Lavington Sports Ground. Out wide he goes to Douglas. He's playing well in the second term, Charlie. And very wide to go to Hargrave. Bounces. The Rooster picks it up. Sweeps one out the back of the contest. Boundary umpire says that was out of bounds, boys. I want that because I'm going to throw it back in.
I reckon Mason called that out of bounds, and he was about 40 metres away from the boundary line, so that was interesting, but he called it.
Mason does what Mason wants.
Yes, he does.
And I like it.
Because you do that too.
Got a bit of personality. Boundary throw in. Damon doing the ruck work against Cook. O'Brien's kick was smothered. Costello over this football. He's a tough little bugger. Catapan went and won the footy, and we have about 12 blokes over this pill. The umpire says, I'll have it. So yes, you go around the grounds.
Sorry, Panda, just quickly around the grounds for the one game. Albury 21 plays North Albury 21, so that's going to be a mouth-watering contest.
Ball still out on the far side here at the Lavy Sports Ground. Murray first there. Fends off and then kicks down the line. Hugs the boundary line. 2 versus 1. Cooper up against Bennett and Jesse Hart. Hart does well. Oh, then hand pass it to himself. Ran into a bit of trouble. Well done by Dylan Wilson to keep the footy in the own attacking half of the Rovers. Brought down a much taller man and will have a ball up 65 out from Rover goal. They lead by one straight major. 3-2-20 to Lavington 2-2-14 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. We've played 7 minutes.
And our man Mason's just taking his time to ball it up. There he goes.
Cook, front spot. Oh, look at that. Snatched away by Sammy Murray. Inside 50. Gee, that was wonderful work. Into Cooper. Sammy's just so strong and so effective around the clearances, Dan.
Oh, it's why he's number one in the league for mine, Sam Murray. He's only had the 6 disposals, but every single time he's had it, he's made something happen, and that's no exception there. That is a forward's dream leading up to that footy, Lukey. And big Tom Boyd will have a set shot about 35 out on a slight angle.
Nathan Cooper it is.
Nathan Cooper, sorry.
Are you watching the same game?
Yeah, they look alike.
They don't. One's got blonde hair, the other's got brown.
You can't see it from this far.
Are you taking down clangers? Wow. Here goes Cooper. 40 out. No, he's missed that one. True for one minor score.
Should have been Tom Boyd kicking it then.
Come on now. 21 plays 14. Thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. We're in the second term.
We are for Jaco. O'Brien, dangerous kick in. Asked a lot of Tommy Hargrave. Philo did well. Here's a chance for the Rovers. Del Zotto brought down and a big tackle. A goal-saving tackle from Charlie Douglas. Wonderful desperation. Made amends from the poor kick in. Douglas wins a free kick for the Panthers. Goes short across goals to Paddy Ryan. Plays on. Exiting kick from D50 is an interesting one. Kicked it straight out of bounds and it will be thrown back in. 65 out from Rover goal.
Yeah,
Have
they've
your
been lucky
parents
there,
have your parents ventured around Australia in that JCO yet, Panda, or not? They were
Get
taking
it
off
next
weren't
month, I believe.
they? Next
Oh,
month. Oh, there
very
you go.
exciting.
So
No home-cooked dinners for you.
No, considering I live an hour away, I don't get many. Old Mara does my washing over there. Costello, hand passes to Jack Glanville. I've got you measured today, Dan. Glanville straight through the middle of the sports ground. Poor kick to half forward.
It's a long game.
Jason McQuaid takes an intercept in front of the Rooster.
Dan Vaccaro, not like you to get the last word in. There's Parnell. Kieran. Here he is, down from the Northern Territory, Kieran. And he goes to half forward for the Rovers. High ball. Cook over the top of Damon. Thought he got him high. Umpire said play on. And then there's going to be a stoppage here. A net gets brought down. The umpire to take it just outside 50, Hannah Street end. So we've got this 7-point lead to the brown and gold. Damon had a swipe at it. Sean Driscoll. Philo nearly had him. Douglas had to go quickly by hand
free.
over the shoulder coming back.
Yep, to Shawnee Driscoll against Philo.
Been good, Shawnee Driz.
So they're on true half back now, the Panthers. Sean's just been wonderful since coming down to the border from the Wagga Tigers. Made his way into the rep team. Smith with a fist to it. Thompson, look at that. Cook over the head over the footy also. And the ball not coming out of there. Umpire to take it.
Charlie Thompson, we mentioned him earlier. He's been good. He's had the 10 disposals already on the 40-week stat sheet. A superstar midfielder.
So we've played 10 minutes for Maccas. Blake Pandarescott with you for Corowa Tiles. Corowa Better Electrical. Lukey Francis for the Northo Hotel. Philo flicked it out wide to Thompson, who gave it off to Del Zotto. Kicks down the line to a 2-on-1, or Justin Lewis did well. Just edged the young lurch under the footy and took a mark. Inboard kick, pointed the square to O'Brien. They got their player on the open side. Beautiful kick out towards Brodie Paul. Will the ball sit for him? It does. Wants his right foot. Tries to get around Costello, who did well. Hand pass to Thompson. Gave it back to Brodie Paul. Kicks it inside forward 50 to the pocket. Shallow entry. Cooper on to Del Zotto. Hand passes it to Christie in the goal square. Hard work, but Christie finishes off a great team goal. And the Rovers have got their fourth. 4-3-27 to the Panthers. 2-2-14. As I said, Dan, they made hard work of it, but it ended up all right in the end.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as... Man, he has started this game sensationally, up to 11 disposals, and he's got a hand in everything at the moment, Lukey.
Yeah, he has, Dan.
11 minutes for our first goal, Lukey, much like the first.
Yeah, Panda, and it wasn't pretty, but it doesn't matter. It was effective, and it's resulted in 6 points, much like the Roosters' kick, Dan.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, yep. Okay, back in the middle. Gee, it's getting quite dark here, I reckon.
It is dark. The lights might have to come on, I reckon.
Yeah. Philo picks it up to McCarthy, and back to Philo. Lost a bit of ground here. Brodie kicks it down towards half forward. Cook going back. Nice work from Douglas. Under pressure to Leash. By hand to Sedgwick. Stone worried him out of it. Allison's there. Numbers around the peel. Umpire to take it again here with the ball up. Second turn brought to you by Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. Let's have a look here.
I wonder who doesn't like the heat. What team was yelling that
That
out?
was
Yeah.
Schneids saying it about Rovers, I reckon.
Right.
Damon, he grabbed it out of the ruck again. Costello got a bad bounce by Cooper. Oh, nice work. Second attempt, left foot. Round his body. Christie, look at that for a mark. Gee, the two big men combining. Cooper into Christie. It doesn't get much better than that, Dan.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'll tell you what, Ed Damon is putting together an all-time performance in the ruck. He's literally just walking it out of the ruck and getting clearances for fun, and what a mark there by Christie as well. This is where Rovers play their best footy, I'll tell you. When they're challenged a little bit, they just do stuff like that, Lukey.
Mawson's concrete mark of the day, Luke.
I agree, Panda. Left foot hook kick from Will. Keeps it low and puts it through for a treble. That's right, he's kicked 3. And we've only gone 13.5 in the second term.
Yes, that is fantastic to watch, and Rovers just really hitting their straps at the moment. 6 inside 50. He's had 14 for the game as well. So Wangaratta Rovers playing some good footy and quickly around the ground for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. McNamara Reserve, Murderford 39 plays Wangaratta 32. Yarrawonga 38 to Corals 26. 27-27 between Albury and North. And 47 Wodonga leads Raiders 1-8.
So some pretty close games in round 12 of the Ovens and Murray. And it's a 19-point mini break here, though, to the Rovers over the Panthers. Christie with 3 and Boyd with 2. So 5 between the big bananas as Glanville ekes it forward. Straight through the midst of Charlie Sanson, who dropped what he should have taken. And we have a stoppage 51 metres out from Panther goal, in between the centre square and the arc of 50. So they've kicked the only 2 goals of this second quarter for Jaco. Albury Wodonga have the Rovers. Played 14 minutes for Maccas. Here's Lewis. Kicks to grass. Out to the far side. Bennett's first there. Well done, Cooper. Bennett brings him down in a big gang tackle. And umpire Mason Ring says, give it a meet. On the half-forward flank, it'll be thrown back up, favouring the Rovers.
Billy Glanville, he's one player that I want to see get involved a little bit more. He's only had the 7 disposals, but not a lot of impact on this game. But we know how well he runs out games.
I have to say, looks a little sore, I reckon. As Driscoll kicks it out of the ruck. Coming up to meet this footy is Smith. Will Nolan wearing him like a glove, holding the ball. And a free kick to the Rovers. 2 kicks from home in the middle of the ground.
That's what you get out of Will Nolan.
There's 70 out. He goes to the leader, Christie, in the pocket. Jack Driscoll came over the top. He got some help also from Jesse Hartboy out of bounds here, Dan.
And it looks like Murray's just floated forward as well, just to see if he can shake that tag. He's only had the 6 disposals, but he's been good when the footy in hand.
Yeah, that other broadcast game today on OMFNL Lives, the Albury Tigers versus the North Albury Hoppers, the Albury Sports Ground. That one on 1494 2AY. Back here at Lavington. Here's a net. And the Rovers have got him. And they take him in. And again, the umpire to take it, Mr. Escott.
Luke Francis doing his best work for the Northo here in the second quarter. Murray from the stoppage. Left foot snap has floated through for a point.
Gee.
So dangerous at stoppage is Sam Murray, and it's through for a minor. 5-4-30 for the Rovers. Lavington 2-2-14. All that on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Halfway through that second quarter.
And the clearance work at the moment. Wangaratta Rovers have had the 14 and Lavington just the 9. So on top in that area, and Ed Damon's playing a big part in that.
Ryan, 20 out from their own defensive goal. Went out to Cook. Del Zotto knocked it back to McQuaid. They go in, floating ball. Cooper went back one-handed. Lewis gets it back. Look at their hands. Wilson. Nice work from Lish coming in to interrupt the play. Thompson's got him, swung him around, and the umpire will take possession. 48 out here from the Hannah Street end.
A ball up just inside 50 for the Rovers. How many inside 50s this quarter, Dan, for 40 minks?
For the Rovers, 7, and Lavington have just had the 4.
Damon straight down to Murray, who found a hand pass to McCarthy and fumbled at the last minute. Paddy Ryan tackled him. It was wonderful ruck craft from Ed Damon, who's been told to get a kick behind the play now and set up a wall.
Yep.
I'll do the ruck work from Will Christie. Murray, did he get his opponent high? Umpire says no.
No, good umpiring.
We'll have another ball up, 30 out from Rover goal, who have kicked the only 2 in this second quarter. Both to Will Christie, who's got 3. Murray fending off Glanville, wanting to find his left foot. On to Smith, set sail from 50, and mongrels through for a goal! The most unlikeliest of goal scorers is Joel Smith. I'm not sure he's ever kicked a major.
That tells me all the players getting to him. Panda says he hasn't. That was amazing, and that's great work there in the midfield. Get a little bit worrying for Lavington.
A steer line goal of the day. A mongrelling floated kick. Didn't matter from Smithy. The defender becomes a forward, Lukey.
Yeah, and that one hurts because they're getting away on the Panthers now. Dearly need the next stand.
Yeah, big time, but we do know how well they run out games, Lavington, as well. So Rovers need to make the most of this dominance.
Yeah, here we go, back in the middle. Look at Damon. Oh, that was too easy. O'Brien for the Panthers. To Jack Driscoll. Ball bouncing along the ground. Damon just got rid of him. Then hacked it 4 by foot, turned over. To Lear. She didn't go the required distance. Dilla Wilson's got him. Umpire again.
Now, good call by the umpire. I reckon that went all of 10 metres, Lukey. So good umpiring.
I agree. Ball up just outside 50. Favouring the Hannah Street end. Catapan. Kick smothered. O'Brien. There's a hand on that also. Lockie O'Brien, beautiful work. Look at that, just to the advantage of Cooper. And he's taken the mark, and he didn't like the attention either from Bennett.
No, I'll tell you what, this is starting to be a procession out of the midfield and out of the clearance works there by Wangaratta Rovers. They are just flexing their muscles big time here, Wang.
Yeah, they can't go with Cooper. He's just too strong in the one-on-ones at the moment. Up forward.
Just look too tall and dangerous.
Yep.
John Ospina, really big load-outs hurting the Panthers.
You mentioned in the pre-game the Wang Rovers could have the best tools in country football in the nation. And here goes Nathan. 35 out, hard angle. Oh, that's a beautiful kick. He steered that through to perfection. Oh, Damon's gone to Bennett here in the pocket.
Just getting into him, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost just trying to shake him up or get him off his game, because at the moment, Ed Damon is absolutely... 8 inside 50s for them, 15 for the game as well. And we've still got a little bit to go this quarter. Sam Murray, he's starting to get his hands on the footy. 6 disposals this quarter, 9 for the game. Brody, Lockie O'Brien as well has been good with 5 and 9 for the game as well. And Charlie Thompson, he's had the 6 disposals this quarter, and he's had 14.
Margin at 32 points, just like that. 3 goals in 7 minutes for the Rovers. They've kicked the only 4 of this second quarter for Jaco, as Jack Glanville floats back in defence and takes a mark for the Panthers. Goes to his brother, who feigns to give it back to him. Instead, kicks it out to the open side of the ground. On to Sedgwick. Here's a bit of run and gun. Ryan, kick on the right side of the boot. It was poor. Will Nolan read it beautifully and intercepts for the Rovers at half back. Winning all the big one-on-ones at the moment. The Wangaratta Rovers, who have come to play here today. Nolan down the line. Cooper. Bennett just edged him under the footy. Sedgwick got around Damon. Davies brought down in a big tackle from Schulte. Just got a hand pass out. Philo brought down in a big gang tackle from Sedgwick. Had to be holding the ball. He completely dropped it.
Got to play that.
Yep, we got a ball up right in front of our commentary position, right in front of the benches. Margin at 32, 46-14, leading the Rovers.
Starting to heat up here, guys.
Blake Escott for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Beryl Electrical. Dan Vaccaro for 40 weeks. Sedgwick. Ball back over the chalk. On the broadcast side for a boundary throw-in. Both teams seem to be sticking their tackles.
Yeah, you just
great to watch.
You just sense the intensity has just lifted a little bit, Lukey. There's some screams and yells from both boxes either side of us.
Sam Murray's left the ground. He's got the headset on at the moment. Getting a message from the coach's box. Sedgwick went into Ryan. Whistle. It's coming back to Billy Glanville here.
Slow to get up.
Yeah. So Billy, and he doesn't muck around. Oh, wow. He changed his mind of a last split second. It's going to end up in disaster here. Wilson over the top to Cooper. Is he going to hold it up? Yes, he is. And he'll have a shot on goal with composure. Dan, bad turnover.
Oh, it's a shocking turnover, yeah, and he's going to have a set shot about 45 metres out. They've had 5 marks inside 50 from their 9 entries as well this quarter, Wangaratta Rovers, so they are absolutely dominating, and that's just so uncharacteristic by Billy Glanville. I can't help but think there might be something wrong with him. He does look sore, and that's a turnover we don't see all too often.
They've kicked the only 4 of the quarter, the Wang Rovers, and kicked the last 5 of the game. They have just blown this game apart. In the first half, Cooper, that one's left and misses. So it's true for 1 minus score. 47 plays 14. 47 plays 14. Brown and gold up thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
Yeah, and a bit of damage control here, Lavington. They've only got it inside their forward 55 times this quarter. And dare I say, I reckon 4 of them were pretty shallow entries as well, Lukey. So they need to find something here, Lavington.
33 points the margin at the 22nd minute of this second term for Jaco. Glanville's kick down the line, far side. Finds Billy. How many times do they find each other? On to Hargrave. Quick kick from Smith. Finds the chest of Charlie Sanson. His first real touch today. Has to be a good one here. Waits for his teammates to go inside forward 50. Instead, he's going to come laterally and backwards to Paddy Ryan. They've got numbers out here on this broadcast side if they can pick through the Rovers' wall. Glanville, inside forward 50. Costello on the second bite. Sneaking forward in front of Will Nolan. Jack's been really quiet, has the young man. Can't help but thinking the Rovers are putting some time into him, and he will line up and kick from 45 out in a slight angle. Yeah, it's a good mark by Jack Costello. It's their first mark inside 50 this quarter, and it's Jack Costello's 3rd disposal, but hopefully can put it through here. So Jack Costello has to go through for the Panthers. It's a good kick. It's straight through the middle. Makes no mistake, does the young man. And the Panthers kick their first goal since the 25th minute mark of the opening term. They moved to 3-2 to the Rovers. 7 goals. 5.
Good game. What a closey.
Absolutely, and I think it will because they do run out games well. I think they'll crawl their way back into this contest. I'm hoping it. So anyway, Jack Costello, a beautiful finish. Such a unique kick in action from the young fella, but what a finish that is. And around the ground, St Misto's Pool World, 46, North Albury plays, Albury's 27, so they're starting to kick away. And Wodonga Bulldogs flexing their muscles as well, 55 to Raiders 8.
Yeah, like Ryan Garthwaite from the Albury Tigers, it's almost a slingshot kicking action, isn't it? They just sort of stand there and then the last second, they just project their foot through the footy. Here goes Lewis. Down low. Workman-like. Leish had him. Philo couldn't take a hold of the footy. Thompson comes in. Brodie scooped it up to Driscoll, who snavelled it. And Nat hooks it around his body. Now, Parnell's going to pick this up, is he? Cook on him. Oh, nicely done. Gee, that was smart from Parnell. He's got it off to O'Brien. They go down to the half-forward flank. Thompson did a 360. Lost their handle on the footy. Ball at the bottom of the pack. Umpire going in to take possession. And we'll have a ball up, 70 out from the Hannah Street end.
Yeah, playing some good footy. And we saw Kieran Parnell then, isn't he? Just a class player, Luke. He's had the 10 disposals, but every time he gets it, they're like Goldie's possessions. They're fantastic.
4-1 in this second term for Jayco. The Rovers been well on top.
Scores a level as well at the McNamara Reserve for around the grounds of Mr. Stowe's Poolwood, 45 to 45.
And what was that margin at quarter time, Dan? 25 points, I think.
It was.
The Myrtleford Alpine Saints led Wangaratta, who have come charging back. Here's Joel Smith, who kicked a goal in this second quarter. The defender onto Catapan. Top of the goal square. Boyd got 2 hands to it, and the siren wins out. 25 minutes.
And here we go, a bit of pushing and shoving as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a little bit here on the siren.
We love it.
Yeah, not much to see.
Yeah.
I reckon players can't be bothered. Half-time, 27-point lead to the Wangaratta Rovers. They had it all their own way in that second term. 7-5-47 to the Panthers, 3-20. Stay with us, our half-time show for Maccas on the other side of this. It's round 12 O&M action. Where else would you rather be than O&M Live? And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Clear.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes. So if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Ooh. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome back to the Lavington Sports Ground. Hope you're having a cracking Saturday arvo wherever you are across the world, because we are global and trending here on OMFNL Live. You can watch us on Snap Print Solutions TV. You can listen to us via the Listener app, or, of course, you can listen to us on the old radio on Edge FM. Blake Panda Escort with you, Luke Francis, Dan Vaccaro. A ripping game of footy here at the Lavington Sports Ground. If you're a Wangaratta Rovers fan, because in that second quarter they really took control of this ball game. They lead by 27 points, 47-20, and it's the big boys who are doing all the damage. 3 goals to Will Christie, 2 to Tom Boyd, and then 1 goal to Nathan Cooper. So all the boys over 6 foot have hit the scoreboard for the Wangaratta Rovers. Dan, how have you seen the opening half of footy for 40 Winks? Tell us some of the stat winners if you can, and where the Rovers are getting on top.
Yeah, well, the Rovers are really dominating at the moment, and where they're getting on top, it's through the middle of the ground, and that one player, Ed Damon, we talk about, he's just an absolute superstar, Luke. He's able to walk the ball out of their midfield, and he's probably got the most clearances, and he's their ruckman as well. So he's one reason why their forward 50 entries have just been fantastic to their taller players. We talk about the out of John O'Spender. I can't help but think it's the worst out they could have possibly asked for before the game, considering how tall their forward line is, and that's coming to show, as Panda just mentioned as well. Some big stat winners. Charlie Thompson, he's at the 14 to half-time. I thought he's been really good. Lockie O'Brien's at the 10 disposals. Sam Murray's been reasonably well held with 9 disposals, and Kieran Parnell 10 off the half-back line as well. For Lavington, there is a couple of players struggling. Billy Glanville's had the 10 disposals. He had no impact on the game, though, for my Lukey, for his high standards. Ed Perryman had a ripper first quarter. He only had 2 disposals in that quarter. I had him down for 10 for him. Jack Costello's been super quiet, we've talked about. He's probably one of their most important players off the half-back. His kicking skills are fantastic. We saw him do that one through the middle of the ground and almost resulted in a goal very quickly for Lavington, but he's just been so well held. And as Panda said, they're probably putting time into him as well. I'd imagine he's such a dangerous player. Jakey O'Brien, I thought, has been really good for Lavington. He's probably been one of their best. He's had 10 disposals and a goal for him. So Rovers doing a lot right at the moment. They're getting on top in the midfield, but their forward line is just too big and too strong at the moment.
Yeah, it is, Dan. Their tools are just causing so many headaches. And Panda mentioned in the pre-game too, where we believe that Cooper was probably about an inch off having a real breakout game, or he needed to. Well, he's been absolutely dominant. He's been sensational down there, really giving them something to go to. And their kicks to advantage, the Rovers, just deft little kicks to the advantage of their forwards, and away they go. And, they're just the next level at the moment, as you'd expect from the reigning premiers. And you mentioned Eddie Damon. Well, the reigning Did Simpson medalist, best on ground, or if you like, the Norm Smith medalist in last year's O&M Grand Final. He's just been something else.
He's almost like, you talk about how
you can't contain him.
You talk about how good Isaac Muller is, and Isaac Muller's an absolute star. But what Ed Damon's able to do as well that I think sets him apart for the rest is he's able to grab it and walk it out of the clearance like Isaac Muller does. But then he's ruck craft to get
effective. He's effective.
Unbelievable. So the way he's able to get the ball and put it down the throats of your gun midfielders like Charlie Thompson and Sam Murray and Sam Catapan as well, who sneaks under the radar from time to time. His ruck work is second to none. He's one of the most important players in the O&M.
He makes it look so easy, Panda.
In a strange way, I mean, you compare him with, let's say, Isaac Muller, who grabs the ball out of the ruck a lot. The Rovers seem to benefit more from Ed grabbing out of the ruck than what Albury do with Isaac grabbing out of the ruck. That's just purely from what I've seen.
Is that because at the moment the Rovers have a better midfield?
I would suggest. And one thing, looking at your stats, Dan, and it seems like minus Sam Murray, who's getting a really hard tag from Drew Bevan, right? We all know that. It just seems like the midfield of the Rovers in Catapan and Thompson, if you can run through those numbers again for us, and Lockie O'Brien have raised their standards today, knowing that the Perryman and Billy Glanville have been on song, and they've really wanted to show that they are the number one midfield in the comp.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's not so much the amount of touches they're getting, it's where they're getting their disposals. Like Lockie O'Brien's had 10 disposals. Billy Glanville's had 10 disposals. Lockie O'Brien's giving him a bath, because where Lockie O'Brien's getting the footy is he's finding space. He's working hard to get in that 30, 20 metres of space, and that means that his disposals are more effective. Gone are the days where you have to have 40 disposals to be effective. 2025 gets the job done if you're that good with the ball in hand. And we see Charlie Thompson. If he gets 25 disposals, he's going to be the best on ground today.
Well, I think you gave the perfect example of that last quarter, Dan, too, when you mentioned Kieran Parnell. Like his kicks and his football smarts and handballs are just, he's so clever in his use.
Well, he's had the same amount of football as Ed Perryman and Kieran Parnell. Just every time he gets the footy off the half-back line, he's just fantastic. He doesn't waste possessions, and that's what Kieran Parnell's a defender, but that's what Rovers midfield does so well. Charlie Thompson, he's had the 14 disposals, but he's absolutely dominated through the middle of the ground. His quick hands, and Brodie Fowler, he wouldn't have even had probably 10 disposals yet, but the way he just uses his hands in the contest, and in a game where it's so congested and tight, those quick hands and those little flick-ons are going to come to fruition. And Sam Murray is getting a really hard tag, but I reckon I've seen 3 or 4 just taps over his back or tap out of the contest. That's as good as 3 or 4 possessions. So
they clearly talk about that, the Rovers, because you see so many of them do it in close. Just a little tap to advantage. You don't have to take possession.
Yeah, and that's why they're winning at the moment. Just those little things they're doing a lot better than Lavington.
One thing I would say is that the Lavington Panthers are number 3 in the comp for intercept marks. They average 15.4 a game. I don't reckon they would have 2 or 3 intercept marks right now. No. The Rovers aren't allowing them in the air. How good has Jesse Hart and, to a certain extent, John O'Spina been this year at winning the ball back in their own defensive half? Even Jack Costello loves to push back up and down the wing and help out his defence. But
plays taller than what he is, Jack Costello.
But they haven't been able to intercept across half back. So that's one area of the game where I think Adam Schneider and the Lavington Panthers would like to try and get on top of.
You're right. The only time they really look dangerous is when probably 1 or 2 players, but mainly Shawnee Driscoll is looking to go in the middle of the ground and get it forward. Apart from that, there's no real urgency to get it forward. Jack Costello plays a big role in that, because when he gets it off half-back, he's able to look in the midfield and he's skillful enough to find someone and get on the run, but they've put time into him. So where do they generate some forward 50s that are actually going to hurt Rovers? I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, fair assessment, Dan.
Let's go around the grounds if we can, Dan. There are some ripping contests in the Ovens and Murray at the moment. We've got 3 really, really good games, and then this one's a 27-point margin, and the one at Birrelea Park's getting pretty ugly as well.
Yes, so we'll start with that one. So Birrelea Park Raiders 1-2-8 plays Wodonga 8-8-56. So it looks like they're going to get back on the winners list. Wodonga Bulldogs, Albury Tigers 5-3-33 plays North Albury 7-4-46. So that's a really good game. And at JC Low Oval, Yarrawonga 8-2-50 plays Coral Rutherglen 5-3-33. Just stringing together a couple of good performances, Yarrawonga, just quietly with all their injuries they've had. At McNamara Reserve, it's Myrtleford Saints 8-3-51 plays Wangaratta 7-3-45. So that's a really good contest. And then obviously the game here, Lavington 3-2-20 plays Wangaratta Rovers 7-5-47. Lukey.
Yeah, Raiders have kicked just the 1 goal. So just can't hit the scoreboard.
Can't help but think we've got the change of game curse as well that's sort of come back to hurt us a little bit here, because let's be really honest, we were originally down to broadcast Myrtleford versus the Wangaratta Magpies, and then we thought, well, it would be pretty silly if we don't do the top of the table clash.
You got to do the top of the table.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly right, but I can't help but think it's the change of game curse. It's a 1-goal ball game between
we'll
the Magpies and the Saints.
Do you reckon?
Are you saying, feedback Panda, about our scheduling, Panda?
Not at all.
Are you saying we pack up the gear now and hike up the highway for the final term? Is that what you're saying?
to the McNamara Reserve, Lukey. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We
Stop
in a Jayco.
call the last 5 minutes of that game by the time
And then we'll stop in at the Buff Hotel on the way back and have one.
Hang on, you're starting to win me over, Dan.
The Northo Hotel is where we stop into. Thank you very much, Dan.
Well, the Northo's not in Myrtleford, but yes, the Northo is
We go
number
the long
one.
way.
I
We go the
know,
long
but
way.
while we're in Myrtleford, why not? And around the Grant Smith Stokes pool, we're just in the AFL as well. Essendon 74 plays, Gold Coast 108. A decent effort by the Bombers down at Marvel Stadium.
You did that deliberately, didn't you?
No, I actually wasn't. I was just
I think he was.
trying to be sincere.
A-grade netball scores for Ray White Rural. North Albury 42, defeating Albury 35. Wangaratta 54, defeating Myrtleford 51. Yarrawonga 47, getting back on the winners list to defeat Corrubbegan 37. That's 2 losses in a row, I think, for Corrubbegan. Raiders 73 over Wodonga 39. Lavington 67 over the Rovers 27. All right, put your coaching hat on, Dan. You used to coach the Wodonga Twos. I used to help out with the board down there. What would you be saying if you're Adam Schneider to try and get back into this ball game for the Panthers?
Probably some personnel changes that you want to see. You want to see some players, as we said. Shawnee Driscoll's doing a lot of hard work.
In the middle
To try and look like imposing a threat going inside forward 50. So Schneider's got to work out where he wants, whether that's changing the midfield dynamic a little bit, playing Sean Driscoll more midfield, maybe getting Jack Costello in more set of bounces because he's good when he has the footy inside. But it's been able to generate more dangerous inside 50 attacks, and that's exactly what Lavington will be doing. I'm not too sure what you can keep doing with the forwards of Wangaratta Rovers. It's just a matter of competing. You don't really want to drop an extra person in defence because then you're taken away from attacking when you're 30 points down. That's sort of what you got to focus on. So Lavington, it's really hard, but I'd say start with some personnel changes in the middle of the ground to generate more dangerous forward 50 entries for mine.
All right, umpires getting back on the ground. We are going to take our last break. Halftime show for Macca's done and dusted. On the other side of this, the third term for Wodonga MG in the second half. Can the Panthers mount a fight back or the Rovers kick away? Stay with us. Round 12 action heats up on O&M Live. You will not miss a thing.
Clear.
Thanks, old bud.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes. So if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corrowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Exited their huddle, as have the Lavington Panthers right now, and they got a lot to do the Lavington Panthers. 27 points to the rear of the Wangaratta Rovers. 3-2-20 to the Rovers, 7-5-47. Blake Panda Escort with you. Hope you're having a cracking Saturday, Arvo, wherever you're watching or listening our O&M Live Round 12 coverage. Dan Vaccaro, me good mate, and Lukey Francis as well. All right, boys.
I'm not your good mate.
No, you are, but I just like to make, amends with Dan because we like to give each other a bit of crap.
That's fair enough.
Can Lavington get back into this ball game, Luke?
Yes, I think they can, Panda. Well, I hope they can for our viewers and listeners on 102.1 Edge FM this afternoon. They must kick the first two, though, if they are. They work their way back, I reckon, Dan.
Yeah, I think they can get back into it. The way they run out games is fantastic, Lavy. So they've got too much talent not to give the scoreboard a little bit of pressure this quarter, I think.
Alrighty, third term underway for Albury Wodonga MG. The Lavington Panthers trailing by 27 points. And here come Thompson and the Rovers. Joel Smith, who kicked a goal in this second quarter. His kick there not finding a teammate. It finds the lap of Jack Glanville in the long sleeve today. He's got the high pulled up socks too. I like the look, Jackie boy. Long, wobbly old kick out wide looking for Cook. Finds a mark. Good mark by Cook. Swings around on the right boot straight away. The Rooster got out the back on Jace McQuaid. This will be the perfect start for the Panthers, who go bang straight away. The Rooster's got his second. A goal inside 35 seconds for the Rooster. And the Panthers are on the board in the third quarter.
Yeah, fantastic start there by Lavington Lukey. The big Rooster, he went as close as he could to that goal line too, Lukey.
I don't reckon the Rooster wouldn't have wanted to take one more step there, Dan.
He was getting very close.
Yeah,
I reckon it was about,
way.
as I said, he made sure he was getting right on that goal line to put it through. But what a start for Lavington. That's the way they get back into this game.
He ran a long way, the Rooster, but in the end, he nailed it. His feathers just flowing in the breeze at the Lavington Sports Ground, back in the middle. So they get that all-important first major of the second half. The Panthers here on their home turf. Oh, Jack Driscoll went through. Look at O'Brien, left foot, hurried kick for the Rovers. Bouncing ball towards the arc of the 50. Bennett lost possession. Chris Annette goes in. Cooper's got him. Umpire to take it. Rightio, so that lifted the supporters here at the Lavington Sports Ground. Having said that, it's not a big crowd here this afternoon. Here's Damon. Thompson. Look at that high ball. Goodness, a real silo kick. Bennett, nice fist over the top. Thompson kicked it to himself. Douglas has got him all over him. Play goes on. Sweeping hand pass out by Perryman into the path of Jack Glanville. He's being met by Dylan Wilson. He brings him down in a strong tackle. 47 playing 26 here. 47 plays 26 on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard. Rovers up.
I'll tell you what, the tackling has been really hard by both teams today, Lukey.
Certainly has. Ball spills out the stoppage here. Inside 50 for the Rovers, who want to bounce back after a disappointing loss last week to Albury. Have another stoppage inside forward 50 for the Rovers. Cloud well and truly over the whole Lavington Sports Ground here out in the Hamilton Valley.
Get those lights on.
Yep. There is a little bit of blue sky at the back though, so hopefully that makes its way through. Ball spills out towards the Velodrome side. High free kick against Charlie Douglas. It's going to Dylan Wilson. Outside 50, checks his kick into the pocket, getting back in the hole and taking a nice intercept was Christinet for the Panthers, who wants to switch the footy, but nothing's really on this broadcast side. Goes short to Jesse Hart in the right back pocket.
Jesse with the ball. Oh, dangerous, and turns it over. Tom Boyd comes in and takes the mark in front of Billy Glanville.
Yeah, that's just a mistake they can't afford to make. Lavington, when exiting that 50, you've almost got to go to a 50-50 down the line, not wait for that dangerous kick. And Tom Boyd, he's not going to mess that up. So good intercept mark by him, and he's going to have a set shot. He's going to kick it bang on 50 on your favourite angle, Lukey, at 45.
That's it, Dan. Absolutely. He certainly has, Panda. The Panthers with that first goal the second half, but they could hand it back right here through Tom Boyd. Let's have a look. He's going short.
Gotta be
picks
better
up
there.
Dylan Stone. Yeah. Panthers asleep inside D50.
That will kill Adam Schneider, that there. You've got to be onto that kick.
Do you think Tommy Boyd, who's had, ankle troubles this year, thought maybe I just don't have the journey here and I'll go to a better option? Because usually he'd have a shot from 50.
He'd
You'd
see
think.
50, but I reckon it's just a part of Tom Boyd's game that includes his other teammates and being a team sport, and that was a perfect kick.
Dylan Stone, 35 out. That one's wide. It's not coming back enough. And it's gone through for 1 point. So 48 plays 26. 48 plays 26 on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard. Rovers lead. Yes,
they do by 22 points. The Rooster, Timmy Ulsterhoff for Lavington, kicking a goal inside the first 30 seconds. The margin was 27 at half time. Here's Lurch with a bit of pace and acceleration off halfback. Kicks out towards the Velodrome side. Poor kick. It hung a long time in the air, and Kieran Parnell eats that for breakfast. Intercepts for the Wangaratta Rovers across halfback. Retreats inside D50 to Charles Ledger, who goes out wide. Just inside the field of play is Sam Canapan on the far wing here at Lavington. The inside bull for the Rovers goes short. Poor kick. Really poor kick, and that's intercepted by Ed Perryman, who had a quiet second quarter after a blistering first. He goes inboard here to Nick Patton, switches the footy to the broadcast side. It's in the lap of Paddy Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan with possession. Low ball. Picks up Bevan. Just made it there. Damon hot on his hammer. So Drew, the man from Tumut, the former leaguey. Oh, that's a mongrel kick. Look at this. Oh, through the hands of Hargrave over the back. Driscoll goes back in the pocket. Ball out of bounds. No, he worked out, Dan.
Oh, missed an opportunity there. Tommy Hargrave, he just almost out of reach for him, and that would have been an interesting kick if you went back and put that under 4 goals as well for Lavington. So they'll get another opportunity here with the throwing.
So Tommy Hargrave probably should have took that mark. Missed the last couple of weeks through injury, Tommy. Banged up this year. Played his 200th game earlier this year. Sedgwick went in hard. Likewise, I think Big Cooper for the Wangaratta Rovers, and we have another stalemate inside 50 for the Panthers, who probably need to kick the next goal. Margin at 22. Damon taps it out the back. Driscoll goes in hard. Ryan up to the task. Allison wins it for the Rovers. Shoots it out to O'Brien. Wrong side for him. Right foot kick is intercepted down the line by Jack Driscoll on the far Velodrome wing. 26 plays 48. Rovers up. All that on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard.
Jack Driscoll had a look down the line and saw how hard it was going to be to get through this Rovers structured defence. They're up by 4 goals, the best team in the comp. Davies to Ryan. So they switch it wide, broadcast side. Down towards half forward. O'Brien's got some work to do here. Sam Murray worried him out of it.
Just grabbed O'Brien when he didn't really need to. It was really, really iffy, but gave away a free kick.
Yeah, Jakey O'Brien made the umpire see it, which was good craft there, and Sam Murray's just laughing. He's not happy with the decision.
Yeah, Rovers were away. Jake, let's have a look. Thumps it in there. Costello at the front. Oh, just dropped it. Perryman got brought down. Look at Allison. He just tears his way in there, and the umpire takes it here, just inside the 50 arc at the Hannah Street end.
That's 2 marks that probably should have been taken.
Yep, gone begging.
Maybe Costello thought there was just a little bit of contact coming. Philo, left foot kick out of the stoppage, dribbles it to the middle of the ground. Boyd overruns the footy. Hart does well. Wins a 50-50. Shoots out a hand pass to Smith. Kick into the pocket looking for the Rooster. Well done, Ledger. Rooster from the pocket. Snaps the point.
I thought he got that.
Gee whiz. I thought that was going to be an extraordinary goal from Timmy Rooster Oosterhoff. Instead, it's a minor score tight in the pocket. The Panthers are pressing. They move to 4-3. The Rovers a 7-6 margin at 21. 8 played for Macca's third term.
Looking dangerous, the big Rooster, Lukey, your man.
Yeah, he is. He is, Dan. What do you got for us, mate, on that 40-week stat sheet?
Yeah, well, a pretty good start to this quarter by Charlie Thompson. He moves his way to 18 disposals for the game. 4 already on the 40-week stat sheet.
Third term for Albury Wodonga MG. Blake Escott calling for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. Dan Vaccaro here for 40 wings. Oh, Hart got pushed out.
Yep.
Now he ended up in the car park. Here's Costello. Yeah, that can be dangerous, Dan, so got to be careful with those these days.
Yeah, it was a clear push in the back by Tommy Boyd, so Lavington will get it on centre wing.
Yeah, they're really clamping down on those in the top level. There goes Hart towards the paint of the 50. The Rooster got up high. Sedgwick got a bad bounce. Allison. Smith's got him. Umpire to take it in. We'll have a ball up. Now, looks like, is it Catapan? Yeah, he's having a few words to Smith on the ground. Panda.
Mm-hmm. Smith just,
a little cheeky.
Yep. Making sure he's aware of it.
He's a cheeky operator, Darcy Smith.
Whistle. Is the umpire saying I didn't like my ball up?
That's extraordinary.
I reckon that's what he did. Said I'll ball it up again. Boy, Sedgwick tries to rove it at ground level. Cook missed his hand when he went to hand pass. Damon wraps up Costello with a big bear tackle, and we'll have a ball up in the same spot, just outside 50.
Would not want to be in that tackle, I reckon,
No,
Panda.
not at all. Pretty happy in the com box. This 55 around from Panther goal. Damon taps it about 15 metres, I should say. Allison swung around in a tackle, then left the footy behind, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Is it just... Nope, a ball up. The ball was right on the paint. Umpire Matty Hughes is going to march this about 10 metres in and ball it up. Fair to say, last 5 minutes has been a real stalemate, Lukey. 48-27. Rovers up by 21 points at the 9th minute mark. Third term for Albury Wodonga MG.
Yeah, you're right, Panda. Just hit a flat spot here in the third. Costello just went by him. Murray, head over the footy, tearing him. Ball taken in again. So the umpire to ball it up. So Sharon hasn't moved far in the last few moments. Damon, he'll get it moving. Murray, he's going to be taken in a tackle. Bevan with Sam Murray on the turf. Rightio, Dan, we'll go around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Poolwell, mate. What do you got there?
Yeah, so Murderford 53 plays Wangaratta 45, and at the Albury Sports Ground, Albury 45 to North Albury 48 currently.
Catapan, left foot kick, dropped by Patton on centre wing. Should have grabbed that for the Panthers.
Yeah, drop marks have been the theme for Lavington this quarter, Panda.
Swung around on a big tackle, and we'll have a ball up on centre wing. Just 4 to centre, favouring the Wang Rovers. Have a healthy 21-point advantage. Damon and Driscoll doing the ruck. Good hands from Lersch. On to Paddy Ryan. Kick on the outside of the boot. Goes to half forward. Sanson left the footy behind. Sedgwick keeping the ball in front of him. Ripped off the footy. Umpire off the play. Says a free kick and a hold to Nico Sedgwick.
Wow.
Here's Patton.
Yeah, he hands it off to Patton, who runs past from a handball receive. Left foot kick to the top of the goal square over Sanson's head. Is the ball kept in play by Shawnee Driz? It is. He wants to snap it over his shoulder for a steer line goal today. He can do the remarkable Shawnee Driz. Kept the footy alive, finished it off beautifully. The Panthers have got the only 2 goals in the third quarter.
That was fantastic work there by Shawnee Driscoll. He's an absolute star, Luke. He's keeping Lavington in this game, and every time he has the football, just looks like something's going to happen. On that occasion, it did. Broke 2 tackles and then snap around the corner about 20 metres out on the boundary. So that is just fantastic work. And Lavington, Rovers have the door ajar for them at the moment, Lukey.
Yeah, Sean Driscoll, he just needs half a chance, Dan. I reckon he'd be a very good 2-up player.
He's an absolute star.
Would like to play against him, Lukey?
No, not on Anzac Day. Stay away from that man, Sean Driscoll, Blake Escott. Back in the middle. Here we go. Will that spark them? Damon. Glanville down low. Jack Driscoll gets his kick away to Tristan half forward. Look at Sedgwick. To Hargrave. He's got to get rid of it quickly. Out wide to Jack Glanville. So they're coming in again, the Panthers. Down towards the pocket. Look at this. The Rooster. This is his chance, Dan.
He's been fantastic today, the Rooster. The way he's presented himself has been second to none. He's a competitor, and Lavington just starting to get some good purchases out of that clearance, and they're able to use the ball better going inside forward 50, and it shows right now with their ball movement.
He's going to run around the corner, I reckon, tied up against the boundary, Lukey.
Let's have a look, Panda. Tim Osterhoff in the pocket, hard up against the boundary. Swings it around. Oh, has he got it? No, he's missed it. So that one across the face. Through for one behind. So 48 plays 34. 48 plays 34. Rovers up here. We're halfway through the third term. It's brought to you by Albury Wodonga MG.
And just the remaining games around the Grant Samistos Pool World. Wodonga Raiders 14 plays, Wodonga Bulldogs 83, so they're getting a bit of a lesson there. And Yarrawonga 56 plays, Cora Rutherglen 40.
You just give us the close ones, Dan.
I'll just give them all.
For Evolution's Roofing.
I'll run my own race.
You do. Xavier Allison with the kick-in duties. He's going to kick it to the broadcast side. Driscoll just holds Damon off the footy. Sedgwick over that runs this one. Costello happy to see it over the line. And it'll be thrown back in. 70 metres around for the Lavington Panthers goal.
Young Jack, it hasn't been his day today. Only the 3 disposals for him.
He has kicked a goal though. They've kicked the last 3. It was a game-high 32 points when Nathan Cooper goaled at the 19th minute of the second quarter. Margin now back at 14. 48 to 34. Another stoppage, another ball up. They've had a lot in this third quarter. Damon, oh, beautiful tap down to Philo. Hand passes straight over the top of the Lewis, and here come the Rovers. Chips it over the top to Christie. He's got Schulte running for him. Ignores it. He's going to go long instead to Tom Boyd against Jesse Hart. Oh, out the back. Flew high was Cooper. Standing tall in front was Alex Bennett. And the Panthers are away in defence through Jack Lanville.
Yeah, gee, timed that well, Bennett. Blake has got caught it perfectly. Cooper looked like he was going to take it. Bennett just held his ground and took the mark. Nice work to Jack Lanville, to Hargrave. So they're out wide. So can they generate 6 points out of this? To Billy Glanville. Perryman's on now. This is the man that they like to step up in the last part of the game. In he goes inside 50. Parnell down low. Nolan nice to McCarthy. Look at them work it out, the Rovers. Sammy Murray has a bounce. Joke O'Brien and also Sanson in pursuit. He has a second, Sammy. Over the top to Christie. So just backward of centre wing on the broadcast side. 102.1 Edge FM. This is O&M Live. Here goes Christie. And he just pops it up to half forward. Cooper winding up at the back.
Oh.
And again, the man in front, Jesse Hart. Great work from the Panthers.
And Mawson's concrete mark of the day for Jesse Hart. We spoke at half-time about their intercepting ability. Can they start to win it back at half-back? And they are. Costello's kick asked a lot of Glanville. Billy, who's up to the challenge, goes short and wide. Finds Charlie Douglas. They've transferred and switched the footy out to the far wing. Glanville strolls and takes a bounce. Checks his kick. 20 metres in front. And finds Pat Ryan. Shallow entry into the pocket, looking for Timmy Osterhoff. Keeps the footy alive. Back to Perryman. Tackled off the footy. Kicking it in front of him was Dalzotto. Smith over this football. Umpire Ash Broughton says, give it to me. Ball up just outside attacking 50 for the Panthers, who have kicked the only 2 of this third quarter. Margin at 14 points for Peter Barnholmes.
I really love Jack Glanville's last 5 minutes as well, guys. His rebound off the halfback has been exquisite.
So we get a stoppage here, and the umpire's looking left and right for nominations. Billy Glanville's going to have to take it for the Panthers. Jack Glanville after it. Lewis came in. Look at McCarthy, head over the footy. Holding it. So, 50. Now, this is their chance right here, Dan. This has to go through for a goal.
Yeah, why was that 50? I can only think it's for Lip.
Yeah, I think it is because they're all going to
McCarthy, I think.
McCarthy, and they're just giving them a few pat on their heads, which I don't like, if I'm being honest.
Yep,
but,
neither.
50, they've got to go through and put this through the sticks and get them right back into this game, Lovey.
Absolutely. So Jack Costello with it.
2 goals.
25 out. Hannah Street end comes in. Got to kick it, Jack. Missed it.
Just poked at it.
He's missed it.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Oh, yeah.
So a minor score for Jack Costello. Lukey Francis told you the tale for the Northo Hotel. That would have been back to 8 points. Now it's at 13 at the 7/8 minute mark for Macca's. Third term for Wangaratta MG. He just poked at it.
Yeah.
Did Jack Costello. Allison goes short to Murray. Deep in defence. Who tries to take a bounce and then leaves the footy behind and then slips over. Ran into trouble, did Sam. Gave it to Will Nolan. Off a step, kicks down the line. Boyd got Falcon right on the melon. Costello, good 50-50 ball to win. Shoots it out to Douglas, who goes wide just over the head of Jack Driscoll, who taps it beautifully to Glanville. His kick out wide, looking for Sanson, being quiet. Overruns the footy. Cooper wins it back for the Rovers. Kicks to half forward. They are away through Dill Wilson.
They certainly are. Low ball into the pocket of net. Goes back. Oh, gee, tremendous effort. Oh,
hang on.
What? It's a free kick for shepherding. It's going against Kai Davies. Christie's going to take the ball.
Wow.
Gee.
That's, yeah.
Umpire in a better position than us, boys.
He is.
Courageous from Chris Annette.
I think we probably were watching the ball come in and Chris Annette, so we don't know a great deal about the contest prior. So he's going to have a set shot, 35 out on a 45.
Yeah, gee. He's got 3, Will Christie. So this would give him the Saturday afternoon quaddie. At the moment, 48 plays 35. 7-6 plays 5-5. Panthers trail. Gee, they don't want this one to go through the Panthers. He's missed it. So it's 1 minus score. 49 plays, 35.
Gee, I'll tell you
Rovers
what,
up.
Chris Annette's body got stretched and bent
didn't it?
beyond belief, Lukey.
Rubber Man.
Yep. What was that movie? Flubber?
Flubber,
yeah. Who was that actor again?
Robin Williams,
yeah,
Panda.
Robin Williams.
Just one of the greatest actors of all time.
Goes to show you where I'm at with my filmography. Oh, poor hand pass. Intercepted by Kieran Parnell. Driscoll tried to hand pass it outside 50. Del Zotto on to Christie. Goal. Oh, that really hurts the Panthers. Really hurts. Christie's got 4. Driscoll tried to find a hand pass receive just outside 50. Intercepted by Parnell. Christie runs into an open goal. All of a sudden, margin at 20.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's about as deflating as it gets. For Lavington, they've had all the play this quarter, and Rovers just make you pay. And that man, Will Christie, has kicked 4 and he's been one of Rovers' best. So, really interesting watch this last quarter and a half. And around the ground, some Mistos Poolwood, a couple other close games. Murderford 55 plays, Wangaratta 46. Yarrawonga 56 plays, Corowa Rutherglen 41. And it is close at the Albury Sports Ground. Albury 51 plays North Albury 56, Lukey.
Dan Vaccaro for 40 weeks. Blake Pender-Escott for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. Dan Vaccaro said it. The operative word, deflating. Here's Thompson to Murray. Here they come again. Cooper front spot. Going back a net. Bennett gets it out the front to Perryman, then on to Billy Glanville. Hurley on the boot. Here's Cook tearing out. Look at him. He needs someone front and square. He hasn't got someone, so he gets it on the right foot. Ledger comes out. Side of the contest. Parnell. Look at him go. Geez, brilliant. Does a 360. Has a tap on the ground. Plays on to Paul. He takes it now. Great vision back to Parnell. On to Smith. Look at this. They're so clean by hand.
Clean and playing around with it just a little bit, but it works out all right. Big kick off a step. Is out of bounds on the full as Perryman intercepts for the Panthers, who were really on top in this third quarter until Christie kicked that goal. They got the margin back to 14.
What's going on here?
No idea. I think the umpires are checking whether it's out on the full or whether it was juggled in the marking contest, I reckon. Because Mason Ring says this is my footy.
That's interesting because it didn't look like Ed Perryman juggled it at all.
Or is there a blood rule? I've got no idea what's going on.
It's like the whole world's come to a halt here.
We'll go back to what we all thought.
So it's out of bounds on the full. And Ed Perryman has a free kick. He's going to kick it long to half forward. Big pack of players. Oh, Parnell. Or is it Damon? It's Damon. Takes an intercept mark in defence for the Rovers. It's a dangerous switch. The Roosters intercepted. Snaps. The Rooster. Does it come back? It doesn't. It was a dangerous switch from Ed Damon. The Rooster was reading it like a book.
Jeez,
snapped on
form,
goal.
Isn't he?
Yep, and missed just to the right-hand side. 5-6-36 the Panthers, the Rovers. 8-7-55 for Peter Bowen Holmes. We played 22 minutes third quarter, all thanks to Macca's.
And I'll revert back to what I say every single week, Lukey. No matter how good you are, never let a ruckman have it in your defence.
Yeah, he's on the Rooster. He's hot. He's a red Rooster. Damon Inside defensive 50, Hannah Street end.
I might get a quarter chicken and chips for dinner on it.
Pineapple fritter.
Extra gravy. Here's Damon.
You're remarkable.
Going to Catapan. Extraordinary Blake Escott. There's Thompson. Oh, look, they're on top here. Look, it's not a big margin, Dan, but it's a very handy lead. 55 plays 36, 8-7 to 5-6. Rovers up, thanks to Peter Bowen-Holmes.
And every time Lavington sort of have a sniff in getting back to the contest, they just go again.
Who's getting taped on the bench there, boys?
Can't
Do you
tell
have a
from
look at that, Dan? There's a Lavington
behind.
player in front of us getting his left shoulder taped.
Right.
I think it's Schulte. That's his hairdo.
Is it? Well, it's on the Lavington bench, so I would have
Oh,
thought
is
it's
it?
a
Well, it's not
Lavington
Schulte,
player,
then.
Lukey.
That would be interesting.
Can't you see the back of his head here?
The boundary throw in.
It'd be a nice gesture, wouldn't it?
It would be on the far side.
Has that ever been done before, you
Is
reckon?
it Jake O'Brien? We're looking at the back of his head.
We got no idea. We'll just wait and see when he turns and says, "Hey boys, it's me." Boundary throw in. Damon taps it down beautifully to Murray, trying to get around a couple of tacklers. Ball spills out again. We'll have another boundary throw in. Dan, around the grounds, please, for Evolution Roofing, third quarter.
I know you want to go around the grounds now because North Albury is starting to kick away. 68 plays 51 North Albury over Albury Tigers at the Albury Sports Ground, and the game at McNamara Reserve. Myrtleford 55 plays Wangaratta 46.
Very good dance. So Sam Murray head over the pill.
Been good this quarter, Sam Murray. He's had the 7 disposals so far, and he's had 16 for the 16 for the game.
Glanville, hurriedly on the boot. Mrs. Smith. They go in again. O'Brien. Nice work from Darcy. Gets it on quickly. Sedgwick trying to claim the footy to Jack Glanville. Over the top to Ryan. Look at the pressure from the Rovers. Panthers work it out, though, to Annette. Nicely done. Rolling ball inside 50. Darcy Smith on the boot. The Rooster. One-on-one. He's got it. Can he get it to the boot? He can't. And going back the Rovers, Schulte concedes 1- score. So 55 playing 37. 55 playing 37. We're close to three-quarter time here. And that was on the Peter Bowen-Holmes scoreboard.
It certainly was.
Rovers up.
I feel like that had to be holding the ball.
Yeah, I think it was. Definitely.
Big tackle from Jace McQuaid as the Rooster was trying to get boot to ball in the goal square.
You see it so often now without the clear prior. It doesn't really matter how you get rid of it now, which is
Philo clearing kick, just marked by Thompson, but he was called to play on. They're out here. Delzotto, if he gets and goes, he doesn't. Waits for attacking players to run forward. Cooper flicks it out wide to O'Brien. He's 65 out, takes a bounce. He's going to kick it long to the top of the goal square. Boyd not able to impact the contest. Ball comes to the ground. Oh, soccer off the ground. It's a goal from Noah Schulte. Something from nothing. He read it beautifully, swooped on the loose ball, and the Rovers kick away back to 24 points.
What a great finish, and what great gut running there by Lockie O'Brien. We saw him and identified him at the half-back line. He ran across the ground, didn't get the follow-up kick, and just kept running, and that's why they're one of the best teams in the league, because everyone puts in. And that player on the bench for Lavington was Jake O'Brien. He's just putting his jumper back on now, and he should be right to go after getting a strapping.
Dan, what are their inside 50s, the Rovers?
So the Rovers inside 50 this quarter, they've gone to 9 inside 50s, and they're 26 for the game.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 16 scoring shots. What do we got? Yeah, 16 scoring shots from their inside 50s. Here's Sam Murray, left foot, out of the middle. Lewis sits under it. O'Brien over the top, takes a cracker. Now he's got Catapan on. Lockie has had a good couple of minutes here. In he goes. Damon takes the mark. Thompson plays on.
Nah, can't play on from a mark.
I was going to say. So it's coming back. Oh, the big man of the Rovers, Dan. They're just so damaging.
Well, this man in particular has been best on ground today for Minehead Damon. He has been unbelievable. And when he goes forward, he just holds on to everything. So he's a superstar, and Rovers are really flexing their muscles here.
Yeah, he's like the Incredible Hulk, this guy.
He's unreal.
So hard to contain. 9-7-61, plays 5-7-37. So the siren wouldn't be too far off. So dark here. Have to find the light switch, Dan.
Well, you got the siren next to you.
He has. Got the emergency siren there. Well, hell will break loose if it hit that. Here goes Damon. Yeah, he's got that. Steers it through. He has just been something else today. Unreal. So there is three-quarter time at the Lavington Sports Ground. on OMFNL Live 102.1 Edge FM. And at three-quarter time, it is the Wang Rovers 10-7-67, leading the Lavington Panthers on their home turf 5-7-37. This is OMFNL Live, and remember, on OMFNL Live, you will not miss a thing.
Your local time.
Clear.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Margin, a healthy 30-point lead to the Wangaratta Rovers, who were challenged big time in that third quarter. The Lavington Panthers had a chance to bring the margin back to 8 points, And now it is a 30-point margin for the Wangaratta Rovers over the Lavington Panthers. Top of the table clash. Blake Panderescott with the Lukey Francis, Stan Vaccaro, who has our Albury Vital Air quarters best.
Yeah, well, for Wangaratta Rovers, it was Sam Murray, 8 disposals that quarter. He really shook the tag. His clearance work was fantastic, along with Ed Damon, who I think's been best on ground by some margin today, Lukey. He is just absolutely dominated in the ruck, and then he went forward and took a big mark as well. So those two guys are dominating. That quarter there, I liked Ed Perryman's game. Again, he got back to his best like we saw in the first quarter. He had 7 disposals, but Jack Glanville off the half-back line as well was really impressed with as well, Lukey.
Absolutely, Dan. This team's spine is just on another level, Blake Escott, and they are showing it here today.
And we will go around the grounds too while we've got the opportunity for all games this time round at the McNamara Reserve. It's Murderford 9-9-63, plays Wangaratta 8-5-53 at the JC Low Oval. Yarrawonga 10-62, plays Coral Rutherglen 7-6-48. At the Albury Sports Ground, it is Albury 8-4-52, plays North Albury 10-10-70. And the other game as well, Raiders 2-6-18, plays Wodonga 15-14, 104.
And here, it's a 5-goal lead to the Wang Rovers, 10-7-67 to Lavington 5-7-37. Now, we have spoken about the fourth quarters for the Lavington Panthers. They've been challenged at three-quarter time in various parts of different games this year, but they are the fourth quarter kings. 21 goals to 9 it was at one stage in last quarters. Do they have a big wind in them in this last quarter to come home with a wet sail, Lukey?
Well, this would take a special effort.
Well, they've kicked 5 for the game. They need to kick 7 in this quarter to win.
Yeah, you'd think it wouldn't be doable, Dan, but as Panthers, did he sell it well enough?
No, I think the Rovers are too good. So they might have a little wind, but I don't think they're going to come back from 30 points.
Yeah, it's
I'd love to be proven wrong because that'll be unbelievable.
Yeah, it'd be one of the great wins in recent history if they could get up the Panthers here this afternoon. But at the moment, the Rovers in full control. Here we go. Final turn for tyre power. Umpire sends it up. Damon, he's just been unreal. Sammy Murray to Thompson. Back to Sammy. Trying to get away from Perryman. He's backtracking. Left foot. Trying for Xavier Allison. Catapan got knocked away from him. Here's Jack Glanville to Billy. Shoots it out the back to Jack Driscoll. It's a high kick, searching one out wide. Douglas didn't get the best bounce. Allison thumps it in for the Rovers. Down towards Christie and also Kai Davies. He goes back in the pocket. Ball finds the chalk.
It certainly does. And with a boundary throw in deep into attack for the Wang Rovers, you feel like the Lavington Panthers need to kick 1 or 2 quick ones just to give them some belief in the first 5 or so minutes. It's at the wrong end of the ground right now. They're on a 6-game winning streak, looking for 7 in a row. The Lavington Panthers. Glanville picks it up, tumbles it in the middle of the ground. Darcy Smith just pushes his opponent out of the way. Cook kicks to a 1-on-1 inside forward 50. The Rooster up against Jace McQuaid. McQuaid does well, wins the ball, snaps it on his left foot, outside D50. 2 Rovers just wait for it to bounce. One of those McCarthy who picks it up and kicks a long one down the line. Driscoll gets in the hole and takes a nice intercept off half-back for the Lavington Panthers, who want to come through the middle of the ground with an aggressive kick. It finds Perryman.
It certainly does. Ed wants to duck back inside to Hargrave. He's got Costello on, finds him. Jack must kick this, straightens up. He's got it all right. That is great Panthers footy. A double for Jack. Dan, can they work their way back?
Well, if they keep doing that and running forward like they did with that pace, they can. What a finish there by young Jack Costello. But that kick to have enough, you know what, from Jack Driscoll to go inside the middle of the ground and take that risk. And Ed Perryman as well uses the ball well. So that was a fantastic goal by Lavington. That's probably the best for the day, Lukey.
That's a team goal if ever I've seen one.
Yep.
For the Lavington Panthers, who give themselves a sniff. Margin back to 24 points. Costello had to finish that goal. Good hands from Hargrave onto the running man and a beautiful kick, as Dan Vaccaro said. It was a Mawson's concrete kick of the day from Jack Driscoll.
I like it. I like it.
They got a heartbeat. Damon down to Glanville. Ekes a hand pass out to Thompson. He's tackled by a couple of Panthers. One of those Costello. The other one, Perryman.
I want to see Billy Glanville get involved this quarter. Really grab the game by the scruff of the neck.
Like to see him go forward. He's 6'2", 6'3". He could have an impact there. McCarthy runs away with the Sharon inside 50. Goes past everyone. Boyd sits out the back. Dribbles through for a minor. Had just a little bit more time, did Tommy Boyd. He got out the back, had him in the goal face, and missed to the left-hand side. Margin out to 25. 10-8-68. The Rovers, 6-7-43. The Panthers on the border switchboard scoreboard.
Panthers from the full-back position. Hannah Street end. Patton comes wide to Kai Davies. A late inclusion into today's team.
Been solid.
Yeah, Jono Spina, a late out. Here goes Davies. Gee, that one's a high ball.
I'll bring rain.
Higher than a hot air balloon. Bennett went up. Thompson spits one out to Parnell. Here they go again. Now Catapan picks it up at ground level. Quick hand pass out. Parnell hooks it back on his right boot. Perryman goes back in defence. Left foot hooks it back. Panthers go up through Sanson. Front spot. In comes O'Brien. Thought he got taken high. Parnell goes in with a long one. Now what's going to happen here? Christie winds up or through his hands. Hart back to Davies by Jude's frenetic here in the final term. O'Brien gets it back out. Stone, what's he going to do? Look at this. Finds Christie short. They just kept their heads down. Oh, it's play on. It's not been paid a mark. And the umpire will take possession with the ball up.
So it wasn't paid a mark to Will Christie around the grounds. North Albury kicked the first goal of the last quarter. They lead Albury by 24 points.
Home.
I wouldn't say that, Dan, at all.
Home.
Here's O'Brien. Left foot snap around the corner. Marked on the goal line by Kai Davies, who's done a job today. The late inclusion.
Been solid.
For Jono Spina, out with only what we can imagine a soft tissue injury.
Oh.
So that's a minor score. So just explain that one for us, Lukey.
So I think he went over the goal square mark, did he, Dan?
I believe so. So that
without kicking the football.
Yep.
So it's been given as a behind, which is
correctly
adjudicated.
You have to take it again.
Well, I think so.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's a strange one. Anyway, it's a minor score to the Rovers. They moved to 69, 10-9 to the Lavington Panthers, 6-7-43.
Yeah.
Smiling at Panther.
Nothing.
Sedgwick, he likes to smile, Dan. On a Saturday afternoon, Blake Escott enjoying himself on O&M Live at Corridor Tiles and Corridor Better Electrical.
Full.
Costello, you use that on another station. Inside, bouncing, inside 50.
Has to be a free.
Oosterhoff.
To Sanson, yep.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so you don't need me to tell you, Dan, this must go straight through the middle for Charlie.
Yeah, has
front
to go
on
through
contact.
Charlie Sanson, and as Panda said, front on contact there. So he's going to line up from what? Guess what angle, Luke?
I reckon to be 46.
Nah, 45.
Oh,
it's always
no.
45.
Okay. So, rightio, 10-9-69 plays 6-7-43. Wang Rovers up. Charlie, it'll be a 45-metre kick. Must go through if they're to stay alive in round 12, the Panthers. Up against the best team in the Ovens and Murray. Charlie's taking his time with this. Very deliberate in his approach. Shot on goal. It's on its way. He's got it. It's on target. Okay, so they hang around the Panthers. 69 plays 49, back to 20 points.
Okay, they're just hanging in there, Lavington. And as we said, they've run out games better than most teams in the competition, Lavington. So this game might not be over just yet, Lukey. And that was a good finish there by young Charlie. Sanson has been very good. A few stat winners as well. While we've got a moment, Kieran Parnell, he's been solid. He's had the 18 disposals today, been really good with the ball in hand. Charlie Thompson leading the way for Wangaratta Rovers. 23 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet.
So Charlie with a really important goal, bobbing up at lots of stages this year to kick big goals for his club that he loves so much. As Murray breaks away out of the middle with pace. Sends it back inside forward 50. Cooper up against Bennett. Ball spills to the deck. Panthers go and help Alex. Costello's over this footy. In fact, it's Lish, and we'll have a ball up inside 50 for the Rovers. In front of the concrete concourse over there, which is packed on grand final day. We'll be back here in September. Could these two teams be here? Glanville in trouble. Was wrapped up tight in the pocket. Christie swings it to the top of the goal square. Cooper got two hands to it. Bennett jams it on the boot, kicks it right in the middle of the Lavie Sports Ground. Big fist forward from Drew Bevan. First there is Jace McQuaid. Hand passes to Del Zotto. Down the wing. Kick just over the head of Dill Wilson. Been marked by Chris Annette. Margin still 20. Rovers up.
Annette gets around Dylan Wilson. Chris to half forward, the Rooster. Great mark, rightio. And he's got Sanson deep. He goes for him now. Charlie tried to work his way to the front. Brodie Paul, nice work. Now he's dragged it in. He's in trouble here. He's in all sorts of trouble, or umpires let him off the hook.
Ooh, can't help but think if that was in a different part of the ground, Lukey, that would have been holding the footy.
Dan, very interesting. Umpire has it. 20 out, directly in front. Scoreboard end. 69 plays 49. Rovers out, 20-point margin. On the border switchboard scoreboard. Rovers trying to defend for dear life here. Ball's gone out of bounds. In the pocket, Panda.
It certainly has.
We might go around the grounds.
Around the grounds. Yep. So North Albury are starting to kick away. 12-11-83 plays Albury 52. And Yarrawonga 68 plays Corowa 49. And Myrtleford 63 plays Wangaratta 59. It's close at McNamara Reserve.
Thrown back in. Deep in Panther offence. And we'll have a ball up. Can they kick one here from the stoppage? We've played 9 minutes for Maccas. Margin at 20 points. 69-49. Rovers up. Have led from the first bounce. And we have a whistle, a free kick here to Ed Damon. Advantage has not been taken. Bring it back, Sam. Bring it back, please. Tried to run out of defence. He's been epic today, Ed Damon. Watched him 3 or 4 weeks in a row and he just gets better. Dominated last week. Dominated the week before. And he's well and truly the team of the year ruckman right now. Rovers go long down the line. Overrunning this footy was Boyd. Spills at the back to Cook. And Lavy go back inside 50 again. Sanson meet between two Rovers. Bevan tackles Catapan and a big strong tackle. We'll have a ball up 40 out from Panther goal, who still have it inside 50. 10-9-69 the Rovers. Lavington 7-7-49. Fourth term for A1 Tyre Power. Go and see Harry and the crew. We've got 4 tyres for our Mazda during the week at Tyre Power, Lukey.
Oh, beautiful. Panda?
They'll sort you out.
Certainly will. Here goes Glanville. Look at that. Sedgwick from the pocket.
Oh.
They're still alive here, the Panthers. That's a crazy goal from Nico. That jam, a steer line goal of the day here on O&M Live, Dan.
That's a fantastic goal by Nico Sedgwick. And Lavington, we've said it every single game this year, they run out games better than everyone. So this game is far from over. They get back the margin now. So very, very interesting last 15 minutes this is going to be.
Gee, what a finish.
Oh, it's fantastic. And around the grounds as well for Mr. Stokes Poolward, Eddie's heating up at the McNamara Reserve, 63 to Myrtleford. They play Wangaratta 59, Lukey, so that's getting very close as well.
That is some finish. Tied up against the boundary. Drop punt from 40 for Nico Sedgwick. He can do the mercurial things beautifully, Nico. Only needs 5 or 6 touches. Reminds you of who, Dan?
Yourself.
Of me.
Yep, that's lovely, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Nicest thing you've ever said to me. Murray injects himself into the middle, dives over this footy, has a problem. Umpire says, give it to me.
Now, Dan, was that sincere?
No. God, no.
Fair dinkum. I thought that was the one time in your life you're actually being sincere.
No.
And I don't blame you, Dan, because I don't do that well at all. O'Brien, tackled by Ryan. Philo over the footy. There's a trip here. It's going to go the way of Charlie Thompson in the middle of the ground. You watch the Rovers just take a couple of minutes off the clock here. Dylan Stone, ball on centre wing. He's O'Brien just running so hard for him. Look at that.
Unbelievable.
Ooh, did he pull up? No, he's that stuffed. Look at him shake his head as he marked that ball, Lockie O'Brien. That is power running if we've seen it. On the wing, into the pocket, looking for Sam Murray. And unfortunately, Murray wasn't able to mark. And we have a ball, throw in. 20 metres around from Rover goal. They lead by 14 points, 2 and a bit goals, 69-55, the 12th minute mark for Maccas.
So professional, the Rovers. The communication between O'Brien and Sam Murray there, they just gave each other some feedback following that possession. Here goes Thompson.
It's on the roof.
It is. That's out of here. That's
the ball's on the roof.
Like a Viv Richards 6. It's just left the Lavington Sports Ground.
Some kid's going to run away with that ball, that Sharon, and take straight off into the Hamilton Valley.
Yeah.
And they got a new one. Look at that. Look how quick that was.
Yeah, that was very slick.
I've watched a lot of footy here as a kid. So have you, Dan.
Yep.
I've never seen a ball get kicked over the roof of the grandstand.
I haven't. I have not.
Yeah.
In saying that, it's not the highest grandstand.
I saw Craig Edney kick one of the best goals I've ever seen in the 2014
that was
grand final,
unbelievable.
maybe?
It was 2014 grand final. Yep, I was there.
What stage?
last quarter.
Yarrawonga
were coming big time against Albury.
And then that one there just solidified the comeback, didn't it?
Great story.
Was that sincere?
Not sure it was. When did Luke ask? So Alex Bennett has it deep in the pocket.
I don't think I've ever felt smaller.
Exits defence and the Rovers punch it over the boundary line. And we'll have it thrown back in 55 around from Rover goal. Who haven't kicked a goal in this last quarter, but they still lead by 14 points. Of course, the winner of this goes top with good percentages. You'd think North Albury will hold on over Albury now, so there'll be a few equal top. Murray onto Delzotto. Hand passes to Shag and Owen. What are you doing inside 50, Shagger? Get out of there. Thompson. Hand pass intercepted by Driscoll. Feeds it out to an open part of the stoppage. Ryan. Davies was tackled straight away by the Rovers inside 50. McCarthy brought down, ball up. 40 out from Rover goal.
They're holding on here, Rovers. Big time.
Yeah, hot potato. In close.
Schneid's gone down to the bench.
Driscoll. So it's inside 50 here. The Hannah Street end. Sedgwick over it. Smith is in there. Nolan's got him. Manning Green to take it. So we've got a scenario where it's 69 playing 55. The Rovers lead in the final term. We're going just over 14 for Maccas. Here we go. Here's trouble. Brody Philo lines up, goes for home. It's to the right. It's through for 1 minus score. 70 plays 55. 70 plays 55. Rovers up at the sports ground.
They are. Quick kick in from the Panthers. Jack Glanville just had too much on it for Aiden Cook. He's got a free kick for a high. In the middle of the ground. Does Aiden Cook.
Cookie.
Your man.
Aiden Cook. He's a good man too.
Good wicket keeper.
He is.
The Lavington Panthers. So they're going to try and switch the footy to the broadcast side. Davies' kick finds Leish at half-back, getting instructions from Snides. Run, gun, and take it on with a beautiful kick in the middle of the ground to Perryman. Wants a runner. Has to halt, and then gets around Schulte with ease on the mark. Kicks into the pocket. Good one. Just outside attacking 50, it's Jack Driscoll, who's a good kick for a big boy. Can he roost at 55? Beautiful kick to O'Brien. They worked that out beautifully. Did the Lavington Panthers. Didn't rush, and Jake O'Brien will line up 10 metres in from the boundary, 45 metres out.
Yeah, he's only had the 12 disposals today, but I feel like he's been pretty good when he put the ball in hand. He's already kicked the major in the first quarter, so let's see if he can put this one through. He's on a very tight angle. I reckon he'll kick it from about 48 metres.
If anyone can kick this, it's Jake O'Brien, who loves a big moment, Jakey. This to bring it back to 9 points. It's a tough kick. Inside 50, he's hooked it looking for distance, and it's through for a minor. Margin back to 14. 8-8-56 the Panthers, the Rovers 10-10-70. 16 played for Maccas. That's on the Border Switchboard's fourth quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, so the Rovers haven't closed the game out yet. The Panthers' worst enemy at the moment is the time clock. There goes Sammy Murray. Look at that.
That's a huge
booming kick. I reckon he's kicked that every bit of 65, Dan.
It was flat as well.
Wow, Lewis. They're on the move, the Rovers. Just got brought down as he took the kick. Hart gets it into Costello. Under pressure. Out the back to Chris Annette. He's played well today. Wants Jack Driscoll in the centre square. So they're coming off the back. Here we go. Ryan, oh, look at that. Nonchalant around McCarthy to Truce centre half forward, and they turn it over into the hands of Sam Murray again.
His second half's been fantastic. Sam Murray's just putting where the ball's going, and he's playing down in defence now.
He's gone back as an extra behind the ball.
Yep. He's a star.
Dylan Stone has it on centre wing. They're out then Lavington. Just the poor option from Pat Ryan. And the Rooster is barking orders on the bench saying, get me on the ground. Murray has it on the centre wing. It's just going to take a couple of minutes off the clock here. Stone has the footy in between the square and the boundary line. Right on centre wing. Beautiful kick to Damon. Kicked it to the space at half forward. He marks. He doesn't have too many options inside forward 50. Kicks towards McCarthy, the Rooster. Glanville does well in defence. On to Costello. Goes by hand to Jack Glanville. Links up with Patton. Checks his kick. Good one. Finds Darcy Smith. Can they make something of this through the middle of the ground, the Panthers?
Beautifully called by Blake Escott for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. They go right out wide here, one-on-one. Guess who?
Murray.
Sam Murray comes in. Parnell's there. Ball's gone out of bounds, Dan.
He's a star. He's up to 26 disposals now, Murray, so he's getting up there. He's had a great second half.
Yeah, Sammy. He's just found something extra in the final term.
Yep.
Okay, left of centre wing. These lights still not on here, Dan. It's very dark.
It is.
It has been for the duration of the game. Damon. Oh, he's just been enormous, that guy. Out the side to Catapan, on to Thompson. Allison, they're good in close. Back to Catapan, left foot. Down the line they go. Big pack of players comes up. Nicely rode from Patton. Dispossessed by Schulte. That was good work. Stone turns it over to Bennett. Panthers shift it to Perryman. Out wide to Davies. 25-metre kick down the line to Sedgwick. Need to go out of this, or that'll be it. Here go the Panthers. Sedgwick plays on. Kicked a great goal in this term. The Rooster at the back. Or is he going to pay the mark? Play on. Smith. Now centering ball here. Costello under it with McCarthy. Ball finds the chalk. Out of bounds.
The big Rooster again, though, making a contest. I've liked his game today. He's had a couple of interesting kicks, but I've liked his game as a whole.
Boundary throw in attack for Lavington. Just inside attacking 50. They need a goal quickly. Don't think it'll be a long quarter. We've only had the 2 goals kicked. Damon, gang tackled. We'll have a ball up right on the paint now. This is where a bit of dash and magic for the Panthers can go a long way, and some calm heads for the Rovers, who have led from start to finish. Glanville tackled. And then we'll have another boundary throw in. Some of the leading stat winners, Dan, if we can, for 40 winks.
Yeah, well, Charlie Thompson's been good. He's had 26 disposals. And as we said there, Sam Murray as well has also had the 26 and 4. Lavington, the leading stat winner. For me, I've got Ed Perryman down for 22 disposals.
Damon won the tap. How many taps has he won, Dan?
Oh, God, he'd be in the 40s. Well and truly in the
2
40s.
calculators to work it out.
Yep.
Here's Catapan throwing it back to the umpire. 10-10-70 plays 8-8-56. Rovers lead in the final term, brought to you by Tyre Power.
Rovers are loving this. Stoppage, time off the clock, Lukey.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just locking it down. Making it messy for the Panthers. Sammy Murray has been excellent in the final quarter. Sedgwick, he's been good in the final term too. To Douglas. Costello comes in, but set upon by Allison. Now, there's been a free kick awarded to the Panthers.
For a hold.
Yeah. Now, they need to take advantage of this and kick a goal.
They do. Charlie Douglas is going to be the recipient of the free kick. He's got options in the middle of the ground. Oh, turns it over. Looked for a short 45, and Charlie Thompson read it beautifully at half back. Yep, 21 minutes played for Maccas. I feel like that was the chance for him to go in and get a score. McCarthy has it at half back. He's going to kick long to a contest. Murray, big pack out the back. It spills here to Dill Wilson, who's got an absolute paddock in front of him. Runs inside forward 50. Tom Boyd tries to push off Bennett. In fact, it was Jesse Hart. Boyd brought him down in a big, strong tackle. Well done by Jesse Hart and the Lavington defence, who got back in numbers, and it's through for a minor score.
Yeah, wonderful play from Jesse. Patton plays on quickly, straight up the guts, trying to find Sean Driscoll. Boyd got a hand to it. Look at the Rovers. McCarthy's missed it. So they had a chance to close it out there, and he's put it through for one behind. Patton to go again. Comes out to Costello. Jack takes it. 71 plays 56. The Rovers up at the sports ground. Here's Hargrave. Tom with possession for the Panthers. He's eyeing off the corridor. Short to Glanville. Rovers would be happy with this. Forcing them wide to Jack Glanville. Manned up beautifully here. The brown and gold. Here goes Jack. He thumps it down the line. Thompson sits under it. Held his ground. Cook came through. There's Catapan. Turns it over to O'Brien. Ricochets back to Jake. Taken. And the umpire will ball it up.
Yes, he will. Mason Ringhamps have been really good today. Very good.
Yep, they have. The free kick count's been really close, 16-15.
Damon grabs it out of the ruck, kicks another one down the line. Christie is caught between two Panthers, spills to Philo, is going to kick it long inside 50. Hangs a long way up in the air. Lear sits underneath it. Had to be a free kick for front on contact.
Absolutely it did.
He's holding his melon as well, young Will Leash. And it's a ball up just inside attack for the Rovers, who you think have probably done enough at the 23-minute mark. They lead by 16. Fourth term for A1 Tyre Power. 72 plays 56 on the border switchboard scoreboard. Thrown back in. Damon taps it beautifully down to Murray.
Oh.
Snap from the stoppage. Ooh. Looking for Christie, who pushed his opponent in the back. Or it's through for a minor score. Margin back out to 17. 73 plays 56. The Panthers need a miracle, Lukey.
Yeah, they've got to kick at least 3 goals, Panda, and it seems beyond them. Here we go. Thompson straightens up. This will finish it off. He's missed it. So 1 minor score, so an even 3 goals now.
28 disposals.
Sorry, what are we back to? 18 points. That's right. Yep, even 3. Sorry, Dan.
No, you're right. Charlie Thompson has been good today. He's had the 28 disposals, and Sam Murray's had 10 for the quarter. Takes his total to 27.
Hargrave plays on from the kick in. Jace McQuaid got high in the middle of the ground to try and intercept. Murray gets around Douglas with ease and then kicks it out wide to Charles Ledger on the wing. He goes down the line to O'Brien. 24 minutes played for Maccas, margin at 18 points. They've kicked a lot of behinds in this last quarter, have the Rovers. O'Brien goes down the line and finds the chalk, and we'll have it thrown back in. Just forward to centre for the Wangaratta Rovers broadcast side. And we're trying to bounce back after a disappointing loss last week to the Tigers. No sign for the anytime, Dan. You just get a photo, my friend. Wonder who it's going to be. It's going to be hard to work out our player of the day. All thanks to Tyre Power in this fourth quarter. Of course, Will Christie's kicked 4. Been very good for the Rovers. Ball up. Damon grabs it out of the ruck. Tackled straight away, and we'll have another ball up in the same spot.
Yeah, wonderful. So Dan Vaccaro will have our Harvey Norman betting player of the day. Looking forward to that. I reckon this man in the ruck contest will figure prominently, but we'll wait for the official call from Dan. Here they go again, the Rovers. Sam Murray. In he goes to Wilson. Look at that tackle from Leash. Oh, he's caught it high. Okay. So the Rovers to wrap up the game here, and Dan to consolidate themselves as the best team in the Ovens and Murray.
Yeah, a couple of quieter weeks, and then they've just been huge today. They've come to the floor when it matters most, and they're going to have a set shot here. Just outside 50, he'll kick it, so I'm not sure if he's got the legs, but it won't even matter, Lukey.
You're right about that, Dan. Dylan Wilson must be close to siren time at the Lavington Sports Ground. 50 out. He gets onto a drop punt going left. Will they make it for a behind? Tap back into the field of play. Panthers come out to Costello. And they play on. Here goes Jack for a bounce.
Yeah, he's kicked 2 goals as Jack, and he's been a little bit quiet today. His kick was interesting to the middle of the ground. Asked a lot of his teammates. The Rovers first to the footy, and we'll have a ball up. Right in the middle. 74 plays 56. This is a really mature performance, I reckon, by the Wang Rovers.
Yep.
Who have been the better team today. Led from start to finish. And they bounce back to reclaim top spot in the Ovens and Murray. Do the reigning premiers. They flex their muscles big time here at the Lavington Sports Ground over the Panthers. The Rovers home, 10-14-74 over Lavington, 8-8-56.
Yeah, too good this afternoon, the Wang Rovers. Quite simply. And they got challenged and in the final term, but they just went to a whole another level where they just find an extra gear, this team. And they are the clear-cut premiership favourites to go back-to-back in 2025. So we'll cross down to ground level very shortly and catch up with Dan Vaccaro. He's just scooted out of the box. And we'll have our Harvey Norman betting player of the day. And if you listen to Dan Vaccaro's special comments this afternoon for 40 Winks, you'd think
yes,
Ed
we've
Damon.
got you, Dan.
Got me. Just doing a little testy test.
We've got you, my friend.
I reckon Ed Damon's at Black Caviar odds this afternoon to take this out, Dan.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Lukey. He was unbelievable, and he's going to be our Harvey Norman betting player of the day. He was awesome.
Absolutely. The big man just causing so many headaches for the Panthers, and it certainly didn't help. It wouldn't have been the difference, but Spina going out just prior to the opening bounce. Panda was a big loss for the Panthers.
Yeah, massive loss for the Panthers. And we can only imagine that must be that hamstring tightness that he experienced last week that Schneid spoke to us about. So, a big loss, and the Rovers' big men were just too good today. Dan shouldn't venture too far because we might lose him here. I reckon about there is pretty good.
He certainly heard you, Panda.
And he's going to go and find our main man, Ed Damon, who's our Harvey Norman betting player of the day. As he walks over to Dan Vaccaro now.
Tell you what, fellas, I might need a step ladder as well. So, but he was amazing today, Ed. A couple of quieter weeks the last 2 weeks from you boys, but thought it was a really mature performance by you guys today.
Yeah, I think the main message from last week was just to get back on track. I think we got away from our brand of footy and not playing that defensive style that we like to base ourselves off. So I think the boys really got back to that. It wasn't anyone's individual day today, so I think it really proved that we're back, which is good.
Yeah, great. And obviously your work in the ruck has just been phenomenal this year, and your midfield as well. But today, your big forwards today really stood out. And obviously Lavington without John O'Spina, they really took them apart in that contest. You must be so happy.
Yeah, definitely after last week and Boydie down forward, it was another look for us. And when you got fucking Coops and Christie and Boyda, it's like pretty hard to stop the three-headed dragon is what Muzz called them. So, yeah, it's pretty good forward line when they're down there.
Good job, mate. Go and enjoy it.
Thanks, Matt.
Ed Damon, our Anytime Fitness player of the day, and he was outstanding today for the Wangaratta Rovers. Would love to know his hit-out numbers and his disposals, but he was fantastic.
Is he lighter this year, Panda? I reckon he looks ultra fit. I reckon he might be a few kgs lighter on the scales this year.
He could be. He could be. So, Dan, you head into the rooms. If you can't get the song, my friend, you video it for us and we'll play it back. The Rovers on top of the ladder.
We go pretty well hysterically with getting the song in here, boys, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We'll find out.
Hysterically or historically?
Historically, sorry.
That's all right.
Tell you what, things have tightened up at the sports ground. North Albury only lead Albury by 5 points now, 90-85.
What's our time clock gone in the last?
27 minutes. The time clock has gone there. Of course, North did lead by 5 goals at one stage.
That man, Blake Escott, he absolutely nailed it. He reckoned it was a 5-goal advantage at home for the Tigers. And and what was the margin? 5 goals.
At one stage in the last quarter, North led Albury by 5 goals. And if you're just jumping in your car, our post-game show for Harvey Norman betting, the Rovers have won by 18 points over the Lavington Panthers. We'll do our best and try and get the song for you. And we'll see if we can get this into the rooms. The Wangaratta Rovers. There we go. September looking good. It certainly is. For the Wangaratta Rovers, who are back on top of the ladder. Ryan Garthwaite has a shot on goal for Albury to put them in front by a point at the 28th minute mark.
Tigers in front by a point.
If Ryan Garthwaite kicks that.
Okay, here we go. Well, lost
he comes in and he's kicked it. And Albury are in front by a point over North Albury. At the Albury Sports Ground. We're into the rooms now. And I reckon we will just lose the song. We will. So we'll take a break.
Yep.
We'll play it for you after the break. The Rovers, 18-point winners over Lavington. 10-14-74 to Lavington, 8-8-56. Stay with us on OMFNL Live. You will not miss a thing.
Harvey Norman.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Norman betting, and it was a very mature win for the Wangaratta Rovers over the Lavington Panthers, 74-56.